I'm Vincent Trocheck, and you're listening to Missin Curfew.
Gentlemen, DraftKings, this weekend's UFC 261 is sure to be a can't-miss event. Every punch, kick, and knockout means so much more with the DraftKings lineup on the line. DraftKings, your official daily fantasy partner of the UFC, is giving you a shot, Obes, at cash prizes and huge ones. For this weekend's fight, DraftKings is offering all players a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes.
Updogg, full building back in the UFC. This is exciting. If you haven't tried it yet, fantasy MMA is easy to play. Just pick 6 fighters, stay under the salary cap, and pile up points for advance, takedowns, and more. There's no better way to put your MMA knowledge to the test than to compete for a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes. Plus, don't forget about basketball and hockey, where DraftKings has even more money up for grabs throughout the week. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your funds at your convenience.
Download the DraftKings app now and use promo code CurfewKings to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes throughout the week. That's promo code CurfewKings to get a shot at millions of dollars in total prizes only at DraftKings.
Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for more details.
Curfew Kings. Updogg, Broadway, enter to win. We're launching an enter to win contest with an amazing prize pack.
Tons of Missin Curfew gear is up for grabs, Obes and fellas, as well as a sponsor pack from our friends at GoodLife, at Cannadips, and Melon Hats.
And one grand prize winner will get the chance to throw a couple back and snap it around with the boys over Zoom.
Ooh, I like the sounds of that. The contest runs from now through the end of May, Updogg.
Gain more entries by sharing it with friends, girlfriends, mom and dad, brothers, sisters, whoever the hell you want.
For all the ways you can enter, plus official rules and details, visit MissinCurfew.com.
Enter to win, baby.
Thanks for coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a fresh new episode of Missin Curfew. I'm Shane O'Brien, coming to you from Hall Pass Media in Newport Beach with my boy, the Updogg.
How you doing, Obes?
What's
nice
up,
to be
bud?
back, fella.
How you feeling after that weekend? Come on, how you feeling?
I came back with a couple good stories, some sore legs from all the dancing. Nice little suntan. I thought I had a nice tan. Played a new game called Padel, which is like pickleball, just kind of on steroids. It's in a big cage, but had a nice little match against our boy Lupul, who made an appearance. But yeah, had a great weekend for my buddy Kevin Washington's birthday. Had my girl there. It was a big couples party. We left our little Isabel back here for the first time ever. So it was a little parental getaway.
Wow.
But man, I feel fresh today. Tuesday, big show, big week, lots of action going on. So it's nice to be in the studio with these fellas.
I saw little highlights of that game you guys were playing. You could hit it off the back of the fence. Is that?
Yeah, Padel. It's like a Spanish game, Obes, and it's picture tennis with a tennis ball that's deflated, with a pickleball racket with little holes in it. So it's like a paddle, and basically there's glass behind the courts, and there's chain link fence on the side. Now the ball, in order for the ball to stay in, the ball needs to land on the other court before it hits either the fence or the back wall. If it doesn't hit the ground first and hits the chain or hits the back wall, that's like out.
Okay.
But man, you can hit it off the fence, you can hit it off the glass. You create these rallies that can just be extended through like creativity and just kind of, you know what it's like this game, instead of running back to get the ball, you got to run forward because the ball is going to hit the glass and come back over your head. So there's just, it's like playing, chess versus playing checkers, which tennis could be or pickleball could be. So it's a lot of thinking, a lot of running. And
I saw the highlights. Cody C Note sent me all the highlights. It just looked like a good old fashioned cage match.
Yeah. It's fucking exactly what it is.
I was like,
it's every man for themselves.
Flowers had his shirt off. I was like, I've seen enough of that.
Oh God.
Scoopsy, what's up, baby?
Boys, it's great to be talking with you guys. And I was laughing at that group chat you guys had going. I thought we were talking DraftKings, and that was the wrong group chat to start talking DraftKings. So some of the boys in there, PJ and Stu, were like, if this chat keeps going with sports gambling, we're out. They needed some stories from the weekend, so I was laughing my ass off.
What group text was that? I don't even know.
Fuck, are we even in that one?
I don't even think I'm in that one.
Boys, I was
you
on.
You guys are in that one. You guys went mute. You guys didn't respond once to that group chat.
I'll tell you what. I was on another.
Berard.
Oh, Matty Oya and Berard. Okay.
Anytime Matty Oya and B start a little group chat, it's going to be. It can go anywhere. It was a DraftKings group chat.
Matty Oya was in the mix. He was in the mix for the top titty this week, and he had David Backes in the lineup.
Playing for Boston. That's what it said, right? It said David Backes, Boston. And so I don't know. Maybe we just need to touch up. Maybe.
So it's not on you, Oya. He plays for the Ducks.
You got to get that software update, I think, Matty. Oh, yeah.
Scoopsy, what's going on the East Coast? You been teeing again this week? How's the weather been over there, buddy? You been getting the golf rounds in?
I just got fresh off the course today. I got my ass absolutely handed to me by my buddy Robbie Donahue. He was 4 up at the turn.
Oh.
So then I had to go with a little bit of press to save some money. I ended up saving a little bit of cash on 18 because I was stroking on 18 and I was 4 for 3. But man, I Max Homer, I think I need him out here ASAP because my putting is atrocious. I'm blaming it that it's just early in the season, but this is getting to be embarrassing.
I mean, when you're 4 down the turn, as my boy Loops would say, it's fucking deal cutting time.
Yeah, totally.
You're like, let's just play 9 maybe. I want to catch a buzz in here, but
you get that mood. You're just like, I need a blue light.
No, you just press him on the back. Hey, Hazy, press him on the back.
Have a
He
hot
always
dog.
press. He's got to keep pressing. The Ryan Whitney special, but he's actually a sick golfer. So you can be up on him, but you end up losing money somehow.
Yeah, Whit does have a nice swing. So, boys, I love catching up with you. Glad you guys had good weekends. Updogg. We're going to start off with the GoodLife Milestone here, presented by our good friends at GoodLife Clothing. Everyone's talking about it. Patrick Marleau, 1,768 National League matches. Takes down Mr. Hockey, Gordie Howe. I know you took the ceremony in yesterday at your National League pad. What were your thoughts? And yeah, it's just crazy that he's played that many fucking games.
It's insane, Obes. You guys talked about it yesterday on your show. Our boy PJ, big guy, flew in. Good buddy of Patty Marleau's. Grew up with him. Good Sasky boy. Flew to Vegas, caught the show. So I was getting live updates. But I mean, boys, as hockey players, 900 in a row is insane.
Crazy.
at 42 years old. And you mix in playoff games in there. You mix in, and we'll dive into this, but bumps and bruises and block shots and sore elbows and a knocked out tooth or whatever the case may be as hockey players that we deal with on the daily, getting hurt in practice or having a bad groin and it just like not being the night that you can go. This guy has managed to lace him up almost 1,800 times, boys. And it's insane. And, I give credit to Patty. I want to say this is anytime you used to play against the guy and you'd be going in against a battle with him, he's such a strong, he's like an ox. He's like a farm boy. And, I see him playing that heavy game and, he skates so well, which is why he's been able to play in almost 3 generations. But, to all the young players out there, if you didn't know who Gordie Howe was, and not many of them do, and when young players, I mean some of these new guys, like I bet you Matthews and Marner kind of don't even know who Gordie Howe is. Like, and I don't say that out of disrespect. It's just like he's been so far gone from the game. The Wayne Gretzky's and the Mark Messier's and, sure, even the Stevie Yzermans for these kids might seem ancient. But Gordie Howe set the precedent of how to play this game and how to be strong and how to be a tough, motherfucker, basically.
Fuck, he played till he's 50.
Crazy. He didn't play with his kid.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
How old's
And
Patty Marleau?
42.
Yeah, he played when he was fucking
Wow.
18.
Boys, 900 in a row is playing almost 10 or 11 years straight, and that's just crazy.
Right.
And congrats to him. It's amazing to see it. I love how emotional he got. I love the I love the respect shown by the Las Vegas Golden Knights and just every other player, and something really special. So it's great to see. Anytime a record gets broken, boys, that's been in the books for 25, 30 years, it's pretty amazing to be part of it. So
Yeah, Uppy, that was well said by you there. But I just think, like you said, his skating has been so efficient, and I think that's what allowed him to play for so long and to be able to play 1,768 games. Like, man, I played 330 games, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty good career. This guy is what he's doing, and I mean, this is probably his last kick at it. It's just unbelievable. I love seeing him the impact that he's had on these players. Like you said, these young guys, and there was an awesome video with Marner and Matthews. He's just be able to go into a dressing room and he's dealing with different personalities throughout his career. And then seeing Jumbo Joe, he's played with all these types of guys. I mean, the list that he's played with, there's tons of Hall of Famers. And it's honestly incredible what he is able to do. And, he's been pretty relevant his whole career. Obviously, he's slowing down here with age the last couple of years. But to be able to be that relevant for this long is just remarkable.
Yeah, shout out to our boy, actually. We give this guy a hard time. Steve Obradovich texted me up this morning. There's I don't know if this is true. I should have checked it before because he's a bit of a meat stick. But he said he's played with 37% of every player that's played in the fucking NHL.
Oh. It is true. Anyone that one game, he's played with over 30% of every player that's ever played in the game.
That's crazy.
It's a true testament, boys.
It's a true testament. And I think he also played, I could be wrong, did he play 4 decades?
He started in the 90s, so he's now played in the 90s.
He's played 23 years. 23 years he's played.
Wow, that's insane.
So he's in his third decade.
He's in his third decade. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. And for me, listen, the first thing I noticed about Patty was his ability to skate, obviously, right? Like, that was his thing, and that's why he's still playing. And then they asked me, Uppy, and I'm going to say the same as you, is when I finally got to play against him, I thought I had opportunities to take good runs at him in the corner, and he was stronger than I thought. I mean, he would reverse check the way he protected the puck. He's a great teammate. What he did is unbelievable. But for me, a part of me, and this is no disrespect to Patty Marleau, I mean, the fact that he took down Mr. Hockey, it hurts me. It hurts the fucking kid from Port Hope, Ontario that grew up on Highland Drive that walks to the fucking rink. It hurts because I think Mr. Hockey should be the all-time games played. Now, Patty did it, and Patty's a great player. Now, he's probably going to be in the Hall of Fame because of his, 500 fucking goals he's got and all these games. He's a Hall of Famer. To me, it's an unbelievable feat, but part of me, I was a little choked that he took down Gordy. Just like I might be choked if Obie takes down Wayner. I may be. I love Obie, but to me, it's an unbelievable, from an ex-player's perspective, the way he took care of his body is great. But from the kid who grew up in Canada, fucking Mr. Hockey ups. I mean, it was crazy to me.
I totally agree with you, Obes, but at the same, in the same fashion, we're 37 years old. We played this game that we loved for a living, Obes, which is, it's a dream come true for us. Now, Patty Marleau, this goal that he just reached is something he probably never even thought about for years and years and years. And then all of a sudden there must have been something that lit up inside him and said, there's a chance that I could pass Gordie Howe. And then that feeling alone for another Canadian guy to realize I can chase someone's record that I looked up to as a kid. It was the same reason I showed up to the rink every day, is to watch Gordie Howe and to wear number 9, or, that was Wayne Gretzky's favorite player when he grew up. To me, just to know that dreams can be achieved and records can be broken, this record in particular being just the longevity aspect of the way the game has, wore on our bodies. I see the way you take a golf swing sometimes after the weekend. I know the way
it's a little short. You're saying it's a little short.
I know the way sometimes I wake up out of bed after a 2 or 3 day bender.
With a morning boner.
Well, yes, that too. Well, 100%.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off.
You got to bury it. You got to figure out what to do with it. It's just dreams can be achieved. And I just think Patty Marleau, will be, someone that these young kids now look up to, whether it's a kid in San Jose or it's a kid in Saskatchewan, or it's, Matthews and Marner who got to play with him and realize he's a great teammate and a great person. I just think it sets, this achievement for everyone. And that's what hockey's about. It's a lifestyle, it's a game, but for us, it was the way we lived our lives. And now, you just add another guy to the record books, and I think it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think that records are made to be broken, and I just think it's really cool that it was a guy that I actually got a chance to play against, and now it just gives another kid a goal to kind of strive to get to. I love seeing records get broken, especially ones that have been around for a long time.
Yeah, maybe I'm the old...
I do know what you're fucking saying.
I'm the old crusty vet.
I know, and fucking Gordie Howe dropped his mitts every game.
Gordie have a dart in between periods.
Yeah, totally.
No visor on.
I hear you.
Fucking wooden stick. Patty Marleau's out there skating around with guys that fucking... I watched him play last night. Granted, it was a 1,768 fucking game, but it was a men's league atmosphere out there for him. He didn't get hit. Listen, what he's done is unbelievable. I don't want to take anything away. I was lucky to play over 500. If I would have taken care of myself a little bit more, maybe I could have played a few more. I would have, right? I wasn't the best pro. I'm not going to say
100%.
But what Mr. Hockey
All
did,
of
to
us.
what Mr. Hockey did to the game, Uppy, for me, for Patty Marleau to break his record, as a fan of hockey, I was a little bit shook. I was a little shook. Like I was happy for him. I clapped, but I was shook, Uppy, and I respect Patty. I played against him a lot, and I know I may be wrong in this situation. I know we talked about it before, but that was kind of my feel on it. But it was a beautiful thing, and I also brought up, listen, nobody talks about us anymore because we're done. You want to jump in?
No.
Because no one talks about us because we're done. But when you play that many games, it opens up his career, right? He's going to be a Hall of Famer. I said something yesterday on the power play to Cools on Sportsnet to the boys that I thought he was a little soft come playoff time. I thought all those teams, and I feel I have a right to say it because I went into the Shark Tank and took -3, -4 in the regular season. I took it on the chin. And then playoffs would come and he would go quiet. Now, is there anything that's ever going to be said about that, or that's just playoff hockey and it's a different situation? Or did you have that feeling of Patrick Marleau at all when you watched him play in the playoffs?
No, I think playoffs is a whole different atmosphere, and this is a record, Obes, that it's not a performance record, really, right? It's a longevity record. Yeah. It's changing your game to stay in the lineup day after day, to understand the game, the way it's going, where it's been, your different coaches. You know, being part of transition in San Jose. Now, granted, San Jose always had good teams. That helps a guy stay in the lineup all the time. That helps a guy stay healthy. You play on good teams and good lineups, and it can only help. You're not grinding down on the fourth line. No, he knew how to stay elite. Now, come playoff time, there's a reason why, the Hall of Fame is separated by guys who were great regular season players and then guys who knew how to win cups. Yeah. And getting into the Hall of Fame, if it's A or B, and B has fucking 3 cups and A doesn't, this guy's B's getting in. It's what did you do in fucking when the championship's on the line? Yeah. How many times did you raise Lord Stanley? That won't be a determining factor for Patrick Marleau because of his longevity, and it's not 900 goals and no cup. It's 500 goals, 1 million fucking games, and you got to give the guy credit for that. Yeah. And that's
no, you're right.
So right. Playoff hockey, man, that's a different animal. And you don't know what these guys, when you say soft, like I understand, some guys just bear their face down and they work extra hard and they put their body on the line come playoff time. And those are the type of guys you follow. Mm-hmm. Is Patty Marleau that guy in the playoffs? He's probably not. Does he overextend himself and put himself in tough positions ever? I don't think I've ever seen him try to really go and hurt someone or, get in someone's face and try to be that guy. But he's not.
And that's what I'm saying. And listen, a lot of times I was watching them, either I was still in the playoffs because they had a lot of first round exits ups. They did. And I'm not saying probably Marleau, he was the go-to guy. Him and Jumbo, they were the go-to fucking guys. And you could put a little bit on Jumbo if you want, or you could put it on bad luck. Listen, I only got to the second round, but I wasn't a superstar player. Patrick Marleau was. And now that we're talking about him, it popped into my head that, like, some playoffs, he was fucking invisible. And that's all I was saying. And if there was guys that I play with that during the regular season were unbelievable, and come playoff times, for whatever reason, Broadway, they just, I don't know if they got shut down or what nerves or pressure. It was just what I thought.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have said it well. I don't want to keep repeating it. I didn't get to play against him at all in the playoffs, but that's why he's obviously a Hall of Famer because of what he's done in the regular season, and he's been on some of those unbelievable San Jose teams that never got it done, and maybe that's why. Did he not play with enough jam? I mean, according to you, no, he didn't, but I just think this record just speaks about how relevant he's been able to stay and keep himself in this league.
Absolutely. And listen, I'm not disagreeing with that. The way he took care of himself, the way he adapted to the game, it's unbelievable. You're right. That's just one of the things. If you break the all-time record, people get their opinion, right? Or they're like assholes. Everyone has one. Updogg. In my opinion, when I think back at Patty Marleau, wow, I can't believe you broke Mr. But if you maybe would have had a little more in the playoffs, you might have a cup to go with it. That's all I'm saying. But to him, congratulations. I'll tell you what I do wish. I wish I had his fucking bank account. Right? Yeah. I mean, what's his career earnings? They got to be like over 100 bananas almost. So
yeah, he's up there.
1768, Patty, congratulations. Maybe I'm picking on you a bit, but it's an unbelievable feat.
What do we think? When's he going to stop?
Whenever the season's over.
You think so? This is last year.
You think that he's done?
I think so. Wouldn't you?
I think if he still has this Iron Man going, someone's giving him a fucking contract.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he's one of those guys that gets to call it quits on his terms.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, but that's another.
He's got the Iron Man.
That's another thing is like a guy like him. with his, the way he's respected throughout the league and the like from coaches to GMs to, just what he's done with young kids in Toronto. Pittsburgh picks him up for the run, doesn't work out. He's in Carolina, but he didn't really go, right?
No, he didn't go.
Did he go?
No.
Did he go to Carolina?
No,
I know he got traded, but he didn't go. He went home.
No.
So is it San Jose? Does he want to keep going just because? Those are questions he's going to have to, sit down and talk about. But does he still deserve to play if the game picks up that much more?
Let the young kids play.
Let the young kids play. Fuck, I used to yell at.
No, Uppy, you're probably right. I just that's what I thought about when I started thinking about it this week because of how crazy it is that he did it. I remember talking at the start of the season, being like, Uppy, fucking Patty stays healthy, he can do it. So, congratulations to him. That was just my 2 cents on his playoff career, which you're right, it's completely different. 1768, congratulations. On a serious note, we're going to move to the Vancouver Canucks and the battle they went through with COVID. I had talked to Greener text a little bit throughout it. He got pretty sick, and a lot of the guys on the team did. And obviously, JT Miller coming out with his comments, bought him a couple days. They fucking came out and won a game. Was it the prettiest game? I watched the whole thing, Uppy, but just your thoughts on them coming back, finding a way to get it done. It wasn't pretty, but it was a character win.
Yeah, it was. It was something that everyone kind of had their eye on, right? Like, especially if you gambled. And I know us three like to throw in
You text me, you're like, you didn't take the fucking...
well, also, but...
I didn't touch it.
But also, like, leading up to it, before JT Miller came out after the first practice, where I bet they went out and just had the complete rubber jelly leg, like, lung issues. Like, COVID in a bad form affects your lungs and your breathing for a long period of time. These guys, 19 of them got diagnosed with it. Who knows how, many of them actually struggled with the severe effects. But even if it's, say, 5 guys, that's too many to have pushed back into a lineup 10 days after, with one practice. And then I heard some of the guys weren't even able to get a practice in. They were just going to have to show up and pregame and then play. So I'm glad JT said what he did. And I'm sure everyone heard that, but he's a competitor and he's like, and I love to compete, but there's no way this is fair. Yes. And we're going to get hurt. And we're playing the Edmonton Oilers. And after we saw what Connor McDavid did last night against Montreal in the third period with fucking 8 minutes left, there's no way these guys would have lasted. Now, they got 5 more days, and then they play the Toronto Maple Leafs. The line was minus 360,
minus 400 it closed at.
Minus 363 in my book.
Minus 400 on mine.
And then, lo and behold, they should have probably lost about 7-1, right? But they have a comeback. Like, score got 2-0. And then, then they shine some light. All of a sudden, Holtby plays like he's 24 again, and he's, bicycle kicking and Billy Ranford style, actually. That was great. I think it's great. I think it's a good little bump for the Vancouver Canucks that probably all felt down and wishing their season was over, that they didn't even have to show up to the rink anymore when they're all probably sick. You know what it's like when you have the flu. It could be the worst thing ever. Yeah. But, shout out to Greener. I hope he's feeling better. Keep the boys in it because you never know what happens. These guys could use that, win to spark maybe a little run here down the stretch. They got a lot to play for. A lot of these younger guys, a lot to play for. I know Pettersson is most likely out for the season, what I'm told. But, for those guys in there, Obes, you know what it's like in Vancouver, man. It's a great organization, a great team, a great atmosphere there. Winning some games down the stretch would be good for that group.
Yeah, Obes, and speaking of gambling on that game, I didn't even touch that game just because the teams coming out of COVID, like the teams that got diagnosed with COVID that got missed games, I think they're probably clicking at like a 5-0, a 5-1 record. So I was just wasn't betting against the Leafs, and I wasn't betting on the Vancouver Canucks. But back to like the whole COVID issue, and I think they got to play 16 games or 19 games in 33 days. That is going to be so taxing on the body. And I can see why JT Miller, because this is kind of bullshit. Like, guys are going to get hurt. And like, just to be able to mentally prepare for that grind that they have coming toward them right now is going to be insane. To have a whole team, 19 guys, just like put yourself in their position. When you miss a week, it's so hard to get back to play at the pace of the NHL. And now to get a whole team back on the pace, like, that's going to be a really tough grind for these fellas. And I kind of feel for them here.
I agree. They're going to play 19 and 31 days, Uppy.
I should have stayed in shape.
Fuck. I mean, the boys joked on Randeep and Dano what it would take to get you back. I'm like, I don't know if I'd play, but Upshaw might. He's actually under his playing weight, so he could come in and play. I'm not going to be able to do it. But that game, Holpe, you said it. I'll tell you my story. So I wasn't taking the Leafs at minus 400. Like I've learned my lesson, right? So I had it in at the Canucks at plus, I think, what was it finished at? 380 or something like that. And I'm like, nah, I can't do it. I'm going to take the Leafs on the puck line because, they've been off 3 weeks. They're playing fucking the best team in the North Division. Like, anyways, they miss fucking Spezza missed a backdoor tap in. Simmer, Holpe makes that save. Matthews missed a couple chances. Thornton missed a couple chances. And they let him hang around. And then Holpe made some big saves. I'll tell you what, the best forward was Bo Horvat. I don't know if he got COVID or didn't, but he was jumping. But there was a couple other guys on that blue and green that looked like me back in the day there after a long night in Vancouver. They were like Sutter, Miller a little bit, Quinn Hughes on the back end. These guys were tired up. I felt for them like I was watching this game being like, it's got to be a bad feeling. And it reminded me, you guys played with bye weeks, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I never got a bye week. That was, thank God. But I had the Olympic break in Vancouver where Mac L came in and I went 10 days as hard as I could. And I remember that first practice. We were going to Columbus the day before we left, and I was sucking wind, man. I was like, well, thank God we had 5 days till we played else. But that break up, as you know, as a player, you miss 2 days, you're sucking wind.
This is a funny story. I got a chance to play on the top line for the last 2 games before the bye week one year. Hitch was like, fuck, you're going, just play with the boys. It might have been Steiner and like Tarasenko or someone. I was loving it, feeling it is what you say, right? I'm feeling it.
Feeling it.
So we go to Cabo, 5-day bender with the boys. I come back 2 practices in and my fucking jersey's down on the green line again. I'm like, fuck. What if I didn't go to Cabo? I'd still be on the first line. Like, come on, what the hell is this?
Oh no! So you didn't practice. Your jersey was gone when you came back.
Yeah, I pretty much got back, and for like half of the practice, I thought maybe I'd still be on the line. No, right back. I might even have to switch my jersey mid practice.
How good were you feeling Cabo though? All-star break, like fuck boys, I'm on the top line. I got Cabo set up. Quitters house. Let's have a fucking time. Come back, fucking green line.
Yeah. Oh, that was one of the one of the odd times where the coach is like, where'd you go for All-Star break? And you're just like,
don't even
should I just lie?
Stayed in St. Louis.
Yeah. I stayed and, got IVs and had good meals in Mexico.
I got a great fucking All-Star story. My rookie year, actually. So Pronger and Niedermeyer go down. I go from playing fucking 12 minutes to playing over 20 for the last stretch before the deadline. And we're going right through Western Canada. We play Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, and we take it on the fucking chin. I'm -2 one night, -3 the next night. Carlisle pulls me in. He's like, if you think you're fucking going on this All-Star break and fucking party and you're fucking crazy, you better be working out, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, whatever. So the next day, me and PJ are going to John Wayne Airport. And who is at the fucking gate but Randy Carlisle? And I like dive behind the fucking thing. And I got PJ who's a 7-footer. So
oh, yeah. So that sucks.
100% he saw me for sure. I thought coming back from Vegas, I'm like, PJ, there's a chance I'm on waivers. So let's really enjoy this.
Yeah, it's good to have PJ if there's chicks around.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, and I'm with the 7-footer. I'm like, if he doesn't see me, he's going to see the big guy. There's no way I got on that Southwest Bourbon. I'm seeing.
Where was it going?
Vegas.
Oh, nice.
He was going to Vegas to buy a fishing boat.
That's what he said.
What
He's probably go take down a bunch of professionals.
I had a worse experience when that first Olympic break. I went home and went back to, and it might have been a bye. I forget what it was, but I went back to BC because all my boys were still there in school. And I did the 7 days there, and I'm getting ready to head back to Chicago. On my way to the airport, get a text from Tony Oman, the team service guy. We're going to send you down to Rockford.
No.
Do you want to come back to Rockford? So I just turned around and went right back to BC for 3 more days.
Oh, that's brutal. But at least you get to go back and party with your college boys.
Yeah, I got 10 days at home too, so I think it took me a little bit to get going.
One last thing in the Canucks game, my boy Alex Edler, who was my D partner for a little bit, I play with. He's been a great Canuck. He had that kneeing penalty up. Listen, we talk about high hits all the time, and I want physical play. There's no part for kneeing in the NHL. Like, every time I think of kneeing up, I think of Ulf Samuelsson back in the day of Cam Neely. Yeah. And at that young point, I was like, you don't do that. It's dirty. You got to fight, probably a heavyweight after it. So I think the NHL got it right with the 2-gamer. In Alex's defense and Eddie's defense, he had a 3-minute shift before it happened. Like, him and Myers got cut out on the PK, and they were Updogg, suck and win, fella. So I think with that, the COVID, I think fatigue. We've all done stupid stuff when you're tired. He sticks the leg out. Just your thoughts on that. Kneeing is something we don't need in this game.
No, it was a play that, instincts, whatever it is, if you're going to hit a guy and he's getting by you, that's when like your elbows come up and you clip him in the head, or in this case, you lead with your knee, and it's never a good outcome. The best possible outcome is that you just, you trip him and you give him like a Charlie horse. Whenever you stick your knee out, something bad's happening. You're getting a penalty no matter what, because the guy's going to fall or whatever. But, in this case, injuries happen, and now it's there's a fucking spotlight on the incident. He's not a repeat offender, Obes, and I think, I think we talked about this.
He's got some questionable hits, I think. I think that's like his third questionable hit.
Yeah, and I don't mind that, because if you're not hitting guys, then you shouldn't be in the league. But he's he's a guy, he's a guy that's played, almost 1,000 games, if not 1,000 already. And right, he's got to be there.
And he's getting close.
He's getting close.
Really close.
I just, call it what it is. Zach Hyman right now is one of the Leafs' best players. And I think that Sheldon Keefe says that he'd, play him on almost any line, because day in, day out, he's their best two-way player, can play with anyone. Taking him out of that lineup it's tough. But then again, look at the trades they made. And this is why I say bring in guys that can fill spots up and down your lineup, because no matter what, if it's Matthews that gets hurt, a guy... Our boy, fix me with his name. Foligno. Yeah. Thank you.
Foligno.
He can play anywhere.
Yeah.
You can move a guy here, put him there. He's a guy that, I think he's in quarantine still right now, but he can come in and take Zach Hyman's spot for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long he's out. Yeah. So those are good moves that you make at the deadline. And I just, the Alex Edler thing, 2 games, he probably could have got a little more if you're really trying to take kneeing out of, to shine on it.
That's up to the league. They cut him some slack because of COVID, though. Like, the guy's been out for 3 fucking weeks. Like, I think if that wouldn't have happened, he did that, I think maybe 5, right?
Yeah. So it was bad. It was bad.
It was bad. So.
Yeah, it's just, like you said, it's just a bad hit. And I think, like you said, he's a guy that's been around the league. He's not a really dirty player. He's had some questionable hits, but that's what happens when the fatigue sets in. He's been out there for 3 minutes, and the last thing he wants is Zach Hyman coming down on the rush, and he's getting hemmed in there for another 2 minutes. And it's just an unfortunate result of what happened, and Hyman getting hurt. I mean, you wish that it was just a tripping penalty, and he goes, sits in 2 minutes, and they score on the power play. But I just think Edler put himself in a tough spot by being caught out there on the ice for that long.
Yeah, so Edler came out and said today, Tuesday, we're recording this, that he feels awful for Hyman, obviously, which I knew he would. Hyman's got a little MCL sprain, so what's that, 10 days, 2 weeks?
It's at 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, I've had a bunch.
So he'll be okay. Your boy Foligno, though, Updogg, talk about a guy. I talked to him yesterday with Cooley on the power play. I mean, this guy, what a pickup. He was just, everything he said was right. He said, I'll play up and down the lineup. And then I asked him about quarantining. So he's from Sudbury. So he flew, when he got traded, he flew back to Sudbury and has a sick lake house up there with a full gym. He's like,
outdoor rink.
Yeah, he's like, buddy, I'm ready to rock. I've been up here, granted by myself, but I have a full. I'm like, that's nice when you're a veteran, when you can, some guys are in quarantine that are fucking sitting in a little hotel room. He's like, I've been dialed in. So that's going to be a really good pickup for the Leafs, Uppy, and you called it. So
I just like Obes. I listened to the interview and it was great. And I've never really heard him speak, nor have I really got to meet him. But I like what he said about Torts.
Yeah,
I liked how it, up until Torts got in that organization, things were a little washy-washy, and he set a precedent for how you should play, how you should act, how you need to bring energy to the room. And, I liked what he said when you asked him about, having the leaders in the room. You have Spezza as a captain, Thornton as a captain, you have Tavares, all these guys that are great leaders. So, what do you do? And he basically said, I'm not doing anything that I'm not. I'm only going to be myself. Yeah. And that's what I tell everyone who I've ever been part of, trading for. When they come into my dressing room in Columbus, I say, we didn't trade for you to do anything else than be who you are, because that's who we know you, day in, day out. When you play against us, you play like that. We see it. We want you. Right. So I think that attitude it says a lot about who he is, why the Leafs grabbed him, why I think he's the perfect fit for that team. Yeah. And I just, on all aspects of that move, I loved it.
I agree. And when he said, I'm still going to go in that room and want to learn from guys like that too, blew me away, right? This guy's been a captain in the NHL for the last 5 years, whatever it is, in Columbus. And he's like, if you're not learning in this league still to this day, I was blown away by it. So, Cannadips trade update, boys. Our good friends at Cannadips, the old lip boomers. You got the white ones going on here?
Yeah, I'm actually feeling pretty high right now.
The old THC ones.
This one, I'm looking at it right now. There's
just looking at it gets me high.
2.9 milligrams of THC in a pouch. So
those are the weed ones.
I'm going sky high.
But you like you like eating the edibles, right? Like you don't mind them.
I had an edible on the weekend. It was this peach, like pack a punch peach one, 20 milligrams. And then I went and played Padel. I was fucking seeing shit in the sky. But it dialed me in. It was like a sativa.
Wow.
And I mean, I don't know. I felt mint. Felt so fresh. And I was buzzing around.
That's
Obviously,
impressive.
I was playing against Lupul and Flowers, so I got to just totally dial in my game, and we beat them. So,
Cannadips trade update here, boys. Let's start with me first because I ripped this Mantha, right?
Yeah.
I think I called him.
You sure did.
I think I called him big and soft, right? Well, he's proven me wrong. 4 goals and assists in his first 4 games. He's getting the puck. He's getting the puck from players that can give him the puck. But from the games I've watched, every time he gets it, he's just absolutely snapping it. He looks unbelievable. Just your thoughts on his adjustment to Washington already?
I agree with you, Obes. I think he looks like a totally different player. And I think all these big names that got moved to the deadline, they're all thriving. And I think it's the effect of playing on a bad team and going to a team that's in the playoff contention. Like these guys are just, he looks like he's ready to play. He's rejuvenated his season, and he fits in that lineup really well. And he's scoring at a ridiculous clip right now.
I mean, he's got a goal in his first 4 games, the first player ever in Washington to do that. Wow. And they have the best goal scorer in the world there. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a feather in his cap.
It's a good stat.
It's a feather in his cap. I guess the city's, and he's kind of won over the city already,
Yeah.
4 games in. I mean, he needed to be that guy for them. They didn't trade him for, they didn't trade for him for anything else other than be the guy that he was supposed to be, a big player, a tough player, a guy that plays hard in front of the net, a demanding physical game alongside Wilson, the way Ovechkin plays. Those guys are big, heavy bodies, and I think he fits. He's really coming in and fitting the mold for.
Has he got any
Washington.
playoff experience yet?
That's just
Detroit.
You lead me right into what I wanted to say. So first of all, I'm going to say, Mantha, I'll put myself on the milk carton because you came in and fucking set a record. Updogg, what a stat. I'm interested to see him play in the playoffs. I don't think he's played a playoff game because he's been in Detroit. So I'm interested to see if he can adapt, if he's excited, because the way he's playing right now to start the way, like if he plays like that in the playoffs with that East Division, I mean, that could be the best pickup at the deadline because he's big, he's strong. I didn't know his release was as good as it was, Uppy. Like he gets the puck and it's off
he shoots it. Damn.
It's off his stick in seconds. So, Mantha, I'm gonna put myself on the milk carton. Way to prove me wrong. Updogg, your boy. First of all, shout out to Brandon Montour. Got his first as a Panther. Looks good. 62.
Doesn't matter how they go in, B.
Doesn't matter off an ass and in. But the guy that you brought up, and I agreed with you, Sam Bennett. His first game, fight, scored. Just your thoughts on him. Is this exactly how you envisioned him fitting in this role for the Florida Panthers? Exactly what they kind of needed.
Yeah, I think, 3 games in, and I love the opportunity, and I've said this before when a guy gets traded, and I've been traded a few times, but the opportunity that is, that lays ahead of you when you're a new guy that comes into a room, and especially if the team is going good, you have this like new life, new energy. And Sam Bennett, he's in Calgary. He's in the dog days. Obes, you know what it was like to play in Calgary. They're underachieving. They get Sutter as a coach. Sutter's, hard on him, probably comes in and says, we got to move this guy. He goes to South Florida. We know what it's like getting off the bird in South Florida. It's great. It's April in South Florida. I mean, perfect weather, bikinis, tacos, margaritas, whatever you guys want, right? And then you get to go to the rink and win games. You're playing with Ekblad, not playing with Ekblad, but you're playing with Barkov, Huberdeau. These guys just having epic years. And he comes in and he stands up for a teammate the other night. Duclair gets ran, comes in, fights, goes, scores a goal, shows his teammates, this is who I am, this is what I'm here for. That just bleeds like positivity in the room. I love the move. I think it's a big jump in the right direction for Florida. They got a nice uphill battle here facing off against Carolina and Tampa in that division. But they're as good as anyone right now. And congrats to Sam Bennett. I think it's a great start. Continued success there, buddy. If you need any help with some phone numbers or a guy at the door, you let me know.
Sam Bennett, like you said, he fits that lineup. Like he makes that lineup unbelievable. I think because he is doing what he was supposed to do in Calgary, and he makes a guy like Duclair and Jonathan Huberdeau a lot better. Like you said, he's going to make space for these guys, but the energy he's bringing, he's going to back up if guys get hit hard, and he's scoring goals. So I think he's going to fit nicely with the Florida Panthers, and I'm glad the Florida Panthers loaded up because there's not many opportunities to have a cup, and to go all in like they did, it just goes to show where that organization's going.
Exactly. Yeah, Sam Bennett, good on you. You want to make a good first impression, score a goal. To me, get in a fight. You come to my team right away, you fight. I remember Steve Downey did that right away, came in, got a goal, tilt. I'm like, I used to hate this guy, now I love him. So great pickup. Great mustache he's got. He's got a fucking sick duster too.
Does,
so
yeah.
I think that's a great pickup for the Florida Panthers. And obviously we're pulling hard for him here. Hazy, the fucking Boston Bruins, buddy, they look like, they're ready to roll again. Let's talk about Taylor Hall going in there. Looks good. He's rejuvenated David Krejci. Just that second line right now with Smith on the right side. I mean, it looks pretty good, Broadway.
Yeah, Taylor Hall is making the Bruins a scary team right now. And I'd be pretty bullshit if I was the Washington Capitals and have to draw them in the first round, because Taylor Hall is adding more scoring depth to this team. And now they have the two power lines. They got Craig Smith, looks like he's rejuvenated as well. And now you get that Pasternak, Marchand, and Bergeron line to keep them together. And David Krejci, he's got 5 points in the 4 games since Taylor Hall has got there, and he only had a couple goals going into it. He's a guy that is probably the happiest guy in Boston right now, other than Don Sweeney, because Taylor Hall is having an impact throughout that lineup. And the other piece the Bruins added was this Mike Riley. He was a guy that I don't think many people knew who he was, but he comes right in on that second power play, and he's picking up a lot of slack for the Boston Bruins on the back end.
How about Miller? Speaking of Boston Bruins back end, how about Miller the other night when he just went fucking?
Oh my God!
He went into that kid,
Tage Thompson.
Yeah, and I play with
kicked
Tage
the
Thompson.
shit out of
He's a tall, glass of milk. Really,
What's he, 6'7"?
He's a monster, but he's not tough at all. I like the way he stuck up for his teammate, but that Miller is a beast, man. I remember playing paintball against that guy.
Was like
and
fucking SEALs Team 7.
it was like 12 on 12 paintball here. Shout out to my boy Bear, who owns Hollywood Sports Park here, and took care of the boys. It was 12 on 12. I think every game he was killing like 8 or 9 guys on the other team.
Yeah, it was unfair.
He was
so good.
It was like he was, if he's not a hockey player, he's a Marine.
Just
Oh,
absolutely.
he'd be a Navy
shredded.
SEAL. That's what he trains with Navy SEALs in the summer, I think. I was on the ice when Kevin Miller fought that Joe Vitale. It was it was early in the season. I don't think Vitale played another game in his career after that. That was a scary fight. I think it started because Ekman Larson gave me a little shot in the corner. And I gave him a shove back, and Kevin Miller and Vitale met up, and Miller knocked him out cold on his feet.
Yeah, that's scary. Anyway, he hits to hurt, and he managed to hit Tage Thompson twice.
Yeah, I mean, remember how jacked that guy was at paintball too? I was like, Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, he's shredded.
Fuck, he's a tank. Hazy, when I watch the Bees since the deadline, it just seems to me like there's fans back in the Garden. They've made him a couple moves at the deadline. Rask is coming back. It seems like Marchand especially, and Pasternak you can throw there, they can taste the playoffs. They can fucking taste it, right? It's been a long year for guys like them with the COVID. Do you have that feel that these guys are starting to really get her going? Because that's what I see.
The whole city's getting going. There's a lot of buzz with the Boston Bruins right now, and it's starting with those guys. And I think it takes a lot of pressure off of that top line. Like now they can just play together. They don't have to worry about the depth and moving around. And this team is playoff ready. And I love watching the Boston Bruins. They're scoring a ton. I thought the Philadelphia Flyers were going to give them a run for the last playoff spot, but the Bruins are going to run away with that. I think the Bruins are going to climb higher than fourth too.
That's got to be a nice time of year right now for the boys, like getting the cities all fired up. I mean, to all their fans out there, this is prime time right now.
Normal playoff time right now.
Right?
This
Yeah,
is
right now.
round one.
Right now.
Coachella,
Let's
fucking
go.
chicks.
Coachella.
Empire of the Sun, fucking Disco Biscuits.
Coachella.
It was never a good sign if you're going to Coachella. That means you got an early exit or you didn't make the playoffs.
I know, right? There's like a 3-year stretch there where I made the playoffs every year and I couldn't go to Coachella. It was bittersweet, but you
should have just
at the end of my career, I was like, I wish I could miss one of these fucking Coachellas here and be in the playoffs for once. That's when you were chasing mugs in St. Louis. So
we got to talk eventually. Just though we got to do a full like Coachella Bonnaroo fucking podcast, to touch on.
I don't remember any of all of them.
I haven't been to one. That was my biggest regret.
I don't remember much of them. I remember my
Uppy
back
invited
being
me
sore
one.
and
You
my
know
head
what
being
though?
sore.
We got to bring on the guests and bring it all back. Maybe call a couple of the old babes and say how how was our time? What was the best show? What was the best costume we had on?
We could maybe
How many glow sticks did Updogg have in his backpack?
That would be an interesting podcast there. That would be interesting. So, Cannadips trade update. Boys, we love the Lip Boomer, so thank you for sponsoring that little segment. Boys, we talk about trainers a lot in here. We talk about Frosty, fucking Moods. We love those boys. They do a lot behind the scenes. Well, this guy in Pittsburgh, I don't have his name here. If maybe you can find it. It's not a big deal.
Tags.
Tags?
Who goes by Tags.
Tags,
That's his
all right.
nickname,
Oh, he's a
Tags.
good kid. Is that
Tags.
who it was? Tags?
Yeah, Tags.
He's been there forever. Good guy.
Well, fucking Tags took his couple sniffers, was ready to fucking rock Red Bulls. He was ready to go. Trainers usually behind the scenes. This guy puts it tape to Crosby. Sid goes in, buries it, points to the bench. And the thing I loved, Uppy, is every guy was on the bench was giving him a hug.
Back at him.
I mean, that's the stuff you miss about playing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's, in all honesty, when the game is on, that's the trainer's time to shine. That and when like a guy comes off the bench and looks at him and goes, left side, skate.
Oh, no edge.
I got no
fucking
edge. I need you. And he comes over, he rips the steel out of your skate. He fucking hammers on a new one and clicks it down, and then you're ready to rock, right? That's his, go-to. That's when he gets the breakaway and he needs to be on. So I saw the play. It happened in Toronto, a couple times before with Marner. Came in and Dangle City and almost scored, right? Or he made a backdoor pass for a goal.
Yeah, they scored.
Yeah, they scored.
They scored on the play.
Just, you know what? It's an epic time. I look back at some of my best trainers, and those guys are guys that they fire the sniffer.
Yeah.
They, you have your handshake with them. Yeah, you fucking know when you need a Red Bull. They, you dial them in. They know when, you go to Detroit or somewhere and you got a good old steakhouse that you've always taken them to. They know that the dinner's on the fellas tonight, and they come out and have some wine and steak with the boys. The trainers are a big part of hockey, and that's the equipment guys especially, man. They put in numerous hours, hanging stinky gear, fucking helping put plugs in your stick.
Gear that smells like booze. Eh? Oh, fuck, O'Brien, your gear smells like booze there.
And they got to do it when they're hungover too. We might have the day off sometimes.
Yeah.
They don't. They work their balls off. So, shout out to them. I'm glad that some of the trainers are getting recognized here, because there's a lot of good ones out there.
Hazy, before I turn it over to you, you talk about trainers. Shout out to my old trainer, Patty O'Neill. Just played his 3,000th game. Our trainer's 3,000th game, yeah. And the one thing I loved about Patty is he always had the fucking ice cold Coke, and he's ready for the boys by the steamer. A couple before he left GM Place, right to Yaletown. So Patty O'Neill, congratulations. That's a lot of matches. Those guys work hard. Broadway, what are your thoughts on the trainer and the boys loving it?
I just think the most impressive part is that people don't realize there's probably 40 sticks or so on that stick rack. And at any given time, they don't know what player is going to lose a stick. And him to grab Crosby's stick, deliver that goal from on a platter, I just loved it. And I loved the reaction of the bench. The bench was going insane. And to see them showing some love, because that just goes to show you how much the guys appreciate the trainers in this league. And it is a cool little tribute for them to get recognized, too, all over social media for it.
Uppy, you talk about taking the steel out of your skates. Remember in junior and when we first started where you had to take the skate off?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, where the fuck is that trainer? Right? Like a power play or something. You're like, I missed your complete shift. It'd take like fucking 3 minutes for him to sharpen your wheel. Imagine like nowadays these kids having to do that. They'd be like, what the fuck?
Hey, I've seen some trainers who weren't in the best shape run down the hallway.
Right?
And it's the only time you ever see them run, and you're like, fuck, is that good?
And then it also, when I saw this, it made me think of, well, not so much in the show because there's so many guys on the bench, but you get down to the jungle, especially back in the Ontario League. We had this trainer, Bobby Clark, I think was his name in Kingston, old gray beard guy.
Nice name.
He would fucking watch everything but the game. And someone would lose a stick, and you'd be like, Clarky, up his stick. And he'd be like, fucking water bottle go fly. And he'd try to get it. So I just remember the American League 2 guys, and the boys would like let him have it uppy about it. Like, fucking wake up, pay attention. But in the National League, the trainers up there, they could snap it like that.
They sure can.
So
they sure can. There's a lot of good ones.
It was cool to see. So to him, good on him. To the boys, way to give him his love. Broadway Scoopsy, my boy Tom Wilson, he's up to it again. Eh? He just can't help himself. walk me through this hit because I didn't entirely see it. I didn't see it live. I haven't seen it at all, to be honest with you. So walk me through it. You said it wasn't as bad as it looked, but there's no reason for him to do it.
It's just one of those things. I just feel for him because when I saw it, he just gets so much grief, and we're giving him grief for high hits. It was a play. Sean Crowley got the puck. It was a 3-on-2. I think Wilson had like a frustrated shift too, and Corrali comes to the middle, lets a wrister go off balance, and Wilson just decides to hit him right when he's going off balance, and he gets, I think, no penalty on the play, but it came right to me. I'm just like, this kid can't help himself. No matter the situation, he's just always looking to run guys, and I just think there's the time and a place, and that he just needs to lay off, like putting the guys in a vulnerable spot. Why put yourself at risk to take another suspension? And there was no call on it. It wasn't as bad as I thought when I saw the replay, but I just was shocked that this kid puts himself in that situation.
I think it's a great fucking hit. We got
it here.
I think this kid's going to try to fucking come. This kid's going to try to come.
How is it a great hit? It's pointless.
It is fucking great hit. He's coming through the middle. He's going to try to cut through the winger and the D-man and cut right to the middle to take a shot. That is, as soon as you get that middle ice, you better heads up. He comes right at him. It's not a blind side. The guy's ducking, so he doesn't elbow. He doesn't do anything.
He's off balance.
Yeah, perfect.
He put himself in a tough spot.
That doesn't matter. Jimmy,
he doesn't have to finish him, is what I'm saying.
That's a fucking great. I would try to kill that guy all day long. That's a fucking.
So would I.
So you know what?
But that track record, I don't know.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
if he likes his money, that's
he doesn't walk
question.
it like he plays hard no matter what. He doesn't give a shit about the previous suspensions, obviously.
That hit should always be in hockey because it's preventing goal scoring. It's a guy trying to cut to the middle, which is the dangerous.
He already
spot.
shot it.
No, he was following through. That's a perfect time to hit a guy. My opinion.
I agree. He's taking the puck to the house. You want to come in the house?
Yeah.
Fucking heads up. But
and he's not running at him from like across the ice. He had 2 steps and he's trying to barrel into him.
Yeah.
And the guy's going down because he knows he's coming.
I agree. I think Hazy's point he's trying to make
is
heads
up
Wilson,
if you like your money.
And just if I'm Wilson, if I'm in that dressing room, and we talked about this earlier, if I'm not Obie, but if I'm Dylan on the back end or whatever, I may take Wilson out for a beer and be like, hey, listen, we love the way you play, but we don't need you suspended. No, I'm with you.
I mean,
he falls down too.
Yeah, the kid's falling, but
that's what I'm saying. He's off balance. Like he's lining him up. He just doesn't. I don't know. I just don't think he has to finish him there.
Yeah, he didn't really.
There's no effect on the play, is what I'm saying. I'm just saying he's putting himself at risk to get another suspension.
I think the kid's lucky he fell down.
Yeah,
he
totally.
Would have got fucking 90
and that wasn't the only reason is because this kid is falling, right? But if he stands up, that hit is clean all day. I don't care if it's Wilson or if it's fucking Wayne Gretzky throwing that hit.
I agree. Just I think he's got to be careful though. Like I love that hit, but I mean these guys are licking their chops to suspend him again. So I hear you, Broadway, and if I'm in that Capitals dressing room, I'm like, Willie, we need you out here. So, boys, we give the veterans love here because we're all washed up veterans. We got some fucking veteran guys that are starting to skate. We talk about playoffs looming in Boston. Let's talk about 86 Kucherov in Tampa. There's been some, about the salary cap and all that. I mean, whatever. He's coming back for playoffs. Uppy. He's going to be fresh. Are you worried about rust? Or listen, you got a fresh 86 coming in. Stammer's banged up right now, but we'll be back. I mean, this guy coming in the lineup is going to be scary for Tampa.
Yeah, we'll see how much vodka he's been drinking over the course of the last 8 months. But anytime you add one of the most dynamic players, to play the game in the last 5 years into your lineup, I don't care where you put him. If you play him just on power plays, if you tell him, listen, we don't need you to do anything, just do whatever you do. Be in the offensive zone. Find your spots on the ice. Shoot the puck. Make good passes. It's going to be rusty. Hopefully he gets a couple games, in before the playoffs. I think that would be probably ideal. But if not, Tampa Bay is coming off, an incredible season last year with him. This guy, if his hip's not affecting him right now, he's going to come in and make an impact right away, and it can only be for the better. And I think John Cooper knows that. I think the whole team will be fired up to have him back in the lineup. And he's one of the best players to watch. Him and Braden Point are so dynamic on that team that it's makes hockey fun to watch.
Make hockey cool again, eh, Ups?
Make hockey cool again.
No, it's true. He's an unbelievable player. He's like the modern day, Pavel. He's Pavel Bure. He's so silky and just. I remember back checking on him one time in St. Louis, and he came in one-on-one with our D-man. And I'm like a stick length from him, right? So I just kind of slow down and I turn, check my shoulder to see if there's anyone late coming. Yeah. And he drags it into his feet and just rips like a half clapper right under the bar under like Brian Elliott. And I was just like, I kind of actually just started tapping my stick on the ice. It was so sick. I was like, that was the gnarliest shot I've ever seen. So, I mean, and witnessing that firsthand, we skated with him in the summer 5 years ago when he was here in Anaheim.
Buddy, that's what I was going to say. Before we turned over to you, Broadway, remember he came out, he hadn't made the NHL yet, Broadway. We had this Russian agent that would let Gobrovsky, is that the guy that played in Toronto with Luke Center Conquers?
Yeah.
The Russian D-man that never took a hard stride that's playing in Calgary now. I'm going to fuck up his name. And then Kucherov. So Gary Greenstein was the Russian's name. He changed his name. So we go for a normal fucking August skate, and Kucherov comes out there in lightning gear, and we're like, what the fuck's going on? And he started throwing sauce, and you could just tell then upping that his skill was through the roof.
He's such a dynamic player that he's going to be ready to go. I think he's a guy that no matter what, he doesn't need much practice or a game to get back into the flow of things. And the way he plays with that high skill, he's been working on his game probably the entire time he's been injured. And it's a great time for Tampa Bay to get him back. You know, they're 6-4 in their last 10, and they've lost games to Columbus and Detroit. So I think that Tampa Bay lineup is kind of begging for him back right now, just to add that dynamic effect back to their winning ways.
Yeah, and I remember we had Stammer on after they won the mug. He said this guy, he doesn't really lift a whole lot. He just works on his craft. So I'm sure he'll be able to get back. And I'm going to ask our guest Trocheck about it. Like, if I'm in Carolina, Florida's playing well, but do you think of Tampa, even if you beat them, you're like, fuck, all right, we beat them tonight, but they got 86 coming back here for the playoffs. So I'm interested to see what Trocheck says about that. Move on to the Central, the blender division, as we call it, the Updogg. Dallas is making finally a late push. They're coming down the stretch, Updogg, and they got 91 Seguin skating. Broadway, are they going to get in? Is this the perfect time for Seguin to come back, or is it too late? What are your thoughts on Big D and Seguin?
It is not late for the Dallas Stars. I mean, this is going to make it really interesting in the Central for that final playoff spot. They're only 3 points out with 3 games in hand. And a month ago, I was writing this team off. But I think they're going to get in, and they can turn this season around from being the biggest disappointment to one of the biggest surprises. And adding a guy like Taylor Seguin for a playoff run, that makes that team really deep. And I think he helps them right away, and he's going to be a guy that they're going to lean on too, because they're going to need him to be effective for them to make a serious push here.
Yeah, I know Segs from a workout and training kind of view, and the way he works and the way he puts effort into the game, I know that this guy's going to overcome this injury and this rehab, and he's going to come back. He's going to be better than ever. I think last year in the playoffs, everyone kind of questioned what was going on with him. A lot of people thought it was his hand. He couldn't really shoot the puck. He wasn't engaging. A big reason why Dallas lost in the finals. Yeah. It was no question that this team is better when Tyler Seguin's, on the top, doing the best things or however the fuck I want to say this, when he's at his best.
Yeah. And feeling good, healthy,
when he's feeling good, snapping it, and he's strong. He's winning puck battles. Him and Ben feed off each other. It's just the right time. And look, last year they went through these kind of down, these down points in the season. They started off like shit that last year. Yeah. Found a way to get it back, had a couple little lulls again, ended up making the Stanley Cup Finals with a new coach. And this year, same thing. They're a roller coaster season again, but you get into the dance, especially in that division. I mean, you get in and
they're going to have to play right now.
They're going to have to play Carolina if they got in right now.
Yeah.
So it's just like, who knows? They're at the disadvantage when they got to go out to the East. I know that, especially in a playoff round. But, you can't count them out. They're a team that just, they got great skill. If our goalie fucking steps up and
I'm not going home.
I'm not going home.
He needs to pick it up, though.
But yeah, so I mean, if all these things fall into place for the last 15 games for these guys, then it could be good.
I agree. They're finally coming along. I said I gave up on them like 3 weeks ago just because I believed in them. I love Rick Bowness. I've bet on them a lot, and they haven't come through. So I just gave up on their inconsistency. But they've taken care of their games in hand. And I think if Seguin, and you guys would know this more than me because you guys were more goal scorers, if he comes back healthy where he can rip the puck like he can, and Dallas can sneak in, Could be a very tough out. So congratulations to still new veteran guys. They're both good for the game. We need them playing. Let's get them back humming. Updogg, as my boy Steve Koulis says, the Bold and the Blue Jackets. It's been a soap opera all year there. My boy my boy Torts. I love him. I don't know how it's going to pan out for him, but Max Domi scratched 2 in a row. I know you wanted to touch on this. Just your thoughts.
I love Max Domi. I think he's a guy that plays a hard game. I think his skill is matched by his work ethic most nights. I think this is another case of setting a precedent of the way things need to be in Columbus. And when things don't go well, you always have your whipping boys and guys that obviously aren't playing to their potential. Max Domi, I think this is a case, and a lot of guys and coaches and maybe my teammates back in the day would say this about me, is you just go over the edge. You're at your best when you play, on that fine line. But once you start to go over, you start taking penalties, you start to let, referees, other guys kind of dictate how your game is. It hurts the team.
Yeah.
John Tortorella is making a statement right now. This will be his second scratch, in as many games. After he ragdolled Connor Murphy from, taking a sticking penalty, to going after him, dropping his gloves, taking 2 and a 10. 5 days later, he's -4 in Dallas, does the same thing, gets 14 minutes of penalties, gets ejected. I mean, he's forcing Torts' hand. It's not a hard decision, but I think if I could give him any advice as an older guy that kind of went through that, it's just, just go out and play the game. Tone it back just a little bit. Less is more in this situation. The season hasn't gone well for you and the boys. I think he's a free agent after the year, or a restricted one. Is he, Jimmy? Do you know that?
No, I'm not sure. I think he signed a 2-year deal.
Okay, so you know what? You're still there. Make the best of this situation. Try to figure out if Torts is, you got to try to understand Torts and where he's coming from too, right?
I think
Torts is probably
the two things I've learned if you're going to play for Columbus is don't get in Torts' doghouse and don't go on your own page. And that's what it seems like he's done. He's gone off on his own page. A lot of frustration in his game right now, taking dumb penalties and putting his team down. And a team that's not winning many games, and then to put your team down in the disadvantage often here the last couple of games, that's going to land you right in Torts' doghouse, and it's going to put you up in the press box eating some popcorn.
Yeah, I've been in Torts' doghouse. It's fucking deep and dark. Once you get in there, it's fucking hard to get out. He scratched me the last 7 of the games my second year, and he got fired. But anyways, I love Torts. I respect him. That Nick Foligno said the same thing. So on the Max Domi play, did you see what happened? He got a little chintzy hook. This fucking ref called him on a little chintzy fucking hook. Yeah. So then he snapped. And then he went after Connor Murphy. Connor Murphy reversed shouldered him. That Connor Murphy for Chicago, someone needs to beat the wheels off that fucking guy.
I played. I hate
it. And
it.
then Max, the screws went loose. So, Uppy, you're 100% right. As a guy that I crossed the line too many times and let emotion get involved. I love emotion, but you're absolutely right. From this case, perspective, you got to hold her back.
When you can't control it, Obes, and you go over the edge and it starts to everyone's looking for it now, right? Yeah. Refs look for it. The other team knows that you're playing on edge. It's like, if you can do that and stay under the radar and stay off the referee, and stay within the rules, I mean, you are so effective. Yeah. But once you start to go over, it only hurts you. It only hurts your brand. It only hurts you as a player. And that's kind of just, that's the advice I would give him.
That's great advice. And it's hard because I going through my first year in Vancouver, I remember I came out of the gates, I got tons of penalties right away. And then, AV chirps me for not playing hard enough. And I'm like, well, you're giving me shit for taking penalties, and now you're chirping me for not playing hard enough. It's a fine line. It's not easy to find. But when you can, as a player like Max Domi or yourself, guys that play on the edge, that's when you're at your best up. So you're 100% right. To Max, hang in there. Summer's right around the corner. Torts can't fuck with you then. So to Big Luch, 1000th game, the whole team went no buckets. I just want to say that's National League. I mean, he got a nice silver stick. Luch has been playing great. So
I want to say also they gave the kids mini sticks.
Did they?
Silver mini sticks. It's so badass.
Awesome.
I watched it last night, and I said to Christina, I'm like, do you even know what these mini sticks are? And she's like, no. I'm like, well, as a kid, it's the first thing you give a young kid is this little white plastic mini stick, and you can heat them up and curve them whatever hand they start playing with you. And that's kind of when you know if the kid's a righty or a lefty. Yeah. But how many hours do we spend on our hands and knees playing mini sticks as a kid when you're 3 to 5, whatever. I just thought it was great. His boy Milan Jr., little mini stick, his
That is
girls.
cool.
It's super cool. So hats off to to the Calgary Flames for that.
Yeah, that's cool. Big Luch is playing like a man possessed out there. He's the games I watched. I know Princey's not fed up with the Flames, but at least Luch is buzzing. So congratulations to him. No bucket. That was National League. Broadway, the bread man, Panarin, this guy, he's come back with a vengeance. Obviously, the Rangers are making a run. I want to talk to you about that. Somebody in New York asked him the other day, you guys are on a good run. You got a great stretch of hockey coming up. How exciting is this? And he responded with, pass me the puck more, in a Russian accent. So he's got 52 points in 34 games. How impressive is he? And can the Rangers make a late push, or are they just too far back?
I think the Rangers are too far back. They just don't play the teams that are ahead of them enough. Like if they had a situation like St. Louis did with Arizona early on, where they played them 7 times in a row, if they could play one of those teams ahead of them 5 or 6 times, they'd be able to catch them. But the Rangers better listen to that advice and give the bread man the puck, because ever since he's come back from his little political dispute, he leads the NHL with 28 points in the last 18 games, and he has just been electric. And he's making the New York Rangers one of the most fun teams to watch, because that line with him, I believe it's Strome and Zibanejad, they've been amazing. Like they do stuff that it looks like the Harlem Globetrotters out there. Yeah. And I just think Panarin adds a lot to the New York Rangers, and it goes to show you that when they went in that duel there without Panarin, I think they kind of put themselves out of the playoffs. I think it's going to take a miracle for them to find a way to get into the playoffs.
I think they're just too far back because of what Boston's doing, the way they secured that second line. Don Sweeney, well played. But Upie, these Rangers team right now, granted they just played the Devils. Devils are a young squad. The way they're snapping the puck around and offensively, what this Adam Fox is doing on the back end for them.
He's got to be a Norris candidate.
Yeah, the future's bright. And this Panarin, man, he's nasty the way he's snapping around. But I just don't think, you got the stats, you got the standings there. It's going to be hard, right?
Yeah, I mean, 11 games left, a total of 22 points to be grabbed if they can win them all. I mean, that puts them, they're going to need to win like 80% of their games, right? They're going to need to get to, I'm no mathematician here, but I'm going to say like 70 points roughly will get you in, and that for them is winning, 9.
And they need help though, Uppy. Like they need to win and get help.
They got to run the table, yeah. So tough there, but it's nice to see. We need the Big Apple. We need to have those guys playing well, right? Down in Madison Ave there.
I was talking to A Hall before I got in here about Zion Williamson's comments about playing for playing at MSG. So it's probably going to be a nick. It's the same as basketball and hockey. When the New York Rangers are good, it's good for the NHL. When the New York Knicks are good for it, it's good.
Exactly.
So the Rangers are heading in the right direction. It's been a long time since there's been excitement there. So I love it. I'm not a huge fan of Dave Quinn, so maybe he could get piped. But other than that, I love this Panarin, man. The way he snaps around up, he's great for the game. He's got personality. So yeah, I don't know if they're going to get in, but it's fun to watch. Yep. So one last thing here, boys, to finish up on Oppie. We're not sure. I heard next year. You heard 2022-23. Anyways, we all know what they did with the advertising on the helmets. Oppie, me and you've played in Europe. We both loved it at the end of our career. It's something that I think every veteran guy, unless you maybe made 100 bananas, you don't want to do it. It's fun to go over there. The fans are good. It's great cities. The one thing I hate is the advertising on the jerseys. I get it. They got to pay the salaries. There's talk about doing it in the NHL. From what I've heard, it's a done deal. They don't know how much it's going to be. It may just be like basketball with the one thing, but we got to be careful with this, don't we?
Yeah, we sure do, Obes. We don't need to look like NASCAR drivers or their cars, for one. Two, every summer hockey you go to, and a couple guys from like Germany or Swiss would come on the ice. It was just, you felt bad for them. Their pants are green and black and orange, and they have Spock written all over them, and you're like, the fuck, man.
For sure.
That article, Sports Journal reported that from the helmet alone, that the NHL was going to create around $100 million in revenue, which is $100 million from just one little ad on the helmet that it never had before. Now, there was also a title in there saying that the NHL borrowed $1 billion this year, which was, $35 million from each team or something like that. So they need to find ways to create this revenue back. Yeah. And, this is the case. But you knew once the helmet got got
I know.
implemented this year. You give them an inch, and they're going to take a mile. These fucking guys.
Fucking owners.
You called it early on,
you
Uppy.
know, I totally did, and I think a lot of guys did. So I was probably piggybacking most guys' opinions, but happy that we played in that era with no sponsorships on our ads. Yes, would it nice been to get the revenue from some more sponsors and maybe back in our pockets, which these guys are now gonna try to find a way. Yes, so I hope it works out. Maybe one or two logos, but you can't have like the best hockey players in the world just looking like branded ads. I don't think that that's great for the league.
I think if they can do the ads, like the small little jersey patch, it's something that will kind of just go unnoticed. Like with the helmets, I don't even notice the helmet ads right now, but I think they need to figure out a way to get that money back, and that just seems like the only way to do it. And that's the players are going to put the advertisements on the jersey if it's going to lower the escrow. So, I mean, I think the players will be all for it. But like you said, I don't want it to become a billboard and those jerseys. Then they start looking brutal.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope. They got to be careful. But you're right, though, about the revenue. If I could have had a little advertising here to get all my escrow check back, I would have fucking done that, right?
Right.
Because I had to hang out with you all summer. Fucking, it got pretty
Still be
pricey.
collecting them.
I could have used that. So I think the helmet things are good. I would still like to see, because one thing about making the NHL, when you got your first NHL bucket, you had your NHL sticker and the team logo there, like, I don't know, that's something that sits in me forever. When you go out and skate in the summer and you have your NHL helmet on. So I would still like to see the team things, and then maybe they can slide the advertising. I don't know, maybe that'll be too much on the helmet, but I do miss the team symbols on their helmets. I don't think it's bad. The jersey, I'm with you guys. Just let's not make it like Europe. But if these guys can help with escrow and revenue, I think it's something to think about. But it is what it is. Up, it's the world we live in, and we'll see how it plays out. So, top titty. I got fucked in top titty. I'm going to say it right now, man. My whole team was out with COVID. I had McKinnon. I had McKinnon, Ratnan. They were all out.
Adjust the lineup, bud.
Oh, I was fucking just pinned on Friday. I put my lineup. I put my lineup in early because I knew I was going to be playing golf, getting just after it. So,
yeah, I did a late. I was
did
able to.
you make some adjustments?
Well, I actually didn't pick my team. I set an alarm now on my phone. DraftKings, get your lineup in Friday afternoon. I like to see last minute. Princey hits us with any updates on what's going on in the games. So I wait till I got about a half hour to put it in. And, I got the update. The
Fucking
Colorado
Dave
Avalanche.
Boyle, eh? Making the boys sweat.
yeah.
Making the boys sweat.
The Avalanche were not playing, so I obviously, I probably would have put in McKinnon, Ratnan,
I had to adjust my
boys. I would have
car.
loaded up. Yeah, totally. But anyways, I got smoked too, Obes. I beat you by a whopping 2 points.
Did you have a full roster?
Yeah.
Oh, well, hey, that's what I'd say.
I sure did.
I mean,
Don't tell many people that, Uppy.
I love
Oh,
Up.
it's okay. I still beat him.
I love Uppy's. You know what, Uppy, you're right. You called me out. Like, fucking be a pro. Fucking fix your roster. But I was too busy trying to take money off the boys at the golf course. But once I caught wind of it, the games had already started on the East Coast, so I couldn't make the adjustment. But anyways, shout out to our winner. It's a great. We only got a username. Princey couldn't track down his real name, so Rack94. It's a pretty good username if you ask
Rack
me.
City, bitch. Rack City, bitch.
117.8 points. Congratulations to him, Hazy. When the Missin Curfew squad, congratulations, you got your first win, 72. Updogg 62. Obes, fucking wake up and adjust your lineup, 60. So this week, Uppy, I mean, we sold out for the first week, so thank you, right?
Yeah,
to
thank
our
you, fans.
That's awesome.
man. That's
DraftKings,
awesome.
200 spots. That number is going to continue to grow. More money is going to be put into the actual competition Friday nights as we go on, but it's nice to see everyone competing there. We're going to build these stats all year, and it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And we'll figure out something to send to the guy that, come playoffs, maybe we start the playoff edition, and the winner of that might get something sexy.
Yeah. So Rack94, reach out to our DMs. We'll get you a This Guy Fucks t-shirt. Broadway, congrats on your win. This Friday, April 23rd, Boston, Buffalo. Broadway's Flyers, New York, Nashville, Chicago, Montreal, Calgary, Minnesota, LA. So pay attention. Don't put your team into it like my rookie move. Go with the Updogg. Set your alarm. And I think I'm just looking at it at a glance. I'm going to hammer some Rangers players. And
A couple good games, boys. I'm looking at it. Nashville, Chicago, both teams in
That's
the
a
hunt.
playoff
Montreal,
fucking,
Calgary. Calgary's chasing Montreal. I mean, Montreal keeps losing, and Calgary can find a way to squeeze in some wins. There's a chance. So, I mean, you look at those games; those will be tight. Maybe take the goalies. Boston, they're going to just shellac.
I want to hammer Boston, but Buffalo's playing well. That leads to the discussion if Granato's going to stay as a coach there, but we can chat about that on another day.
I wonder if
that's a good point, though.
I wonder if they're going to be Miller or Tage Thompson round 2. We'll see.
I don't think so.
Talking about goalies, Jeremy Swayman. Is this the guy from Boston? Who is this guy?
He's been unbelievable.
Wow.
Third stringer.
27 points he got for Rack 94.
Yeah, he had another shutout.
Wow, good for him. See, that's why you got to fucking do your homework, boys, and that's why I finished last place because I didn't do it. So, Broadway, who you like in that game on Friday? Pick a squad you might jump on there. Who'd you say?
I like the guys in Boston. I'm probably going to be a Boston heavy line. I might be riding Krejci and Taylor Hall. They seem to be gelling well, and Taylor Hall playing against Buffalo again. I might see some fireworks there. He was held off the score sheet the first time we played him. I can't see it happening twice.
Do you know he had to drive, right? We get into that. That's
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Top Titty Friday, Updogg. Thanks to the listeners. We sold it out to our sponsors, Updogg. Thank you. GoodLife, Cannadips, DraftKings. Thank you.
You guys are the best. We couldn't do this without you. All the production, all the time, our back office, our producer, Max.
Yeah.
Big Al Hall, thank you. To you listeners, thanks again for tuning in.
We got a little special segment next week coming up, which we'll give a little teaser maybe earlier in the week. But Top Titty, check it out. Our sponsors, thank you. Next, we got one of our former teammates, Vincent Trocheck. Hey, Updogg.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, you got Bush?
Fuck no.
You definitely do if you haven't tried the best products from our sponsor today, Manscaped.
After using these life-changing products, Obes, because I have, you're going to want to join a ball sack beauty contest, baby. I'm looking out for you too because I have also an exclusive 20% off discount code. Use the code CURFEW at manscaped.com. Obes, I got to tell you, I was just on vacation, and I brought that fucking lawnmower with the light on there.
Isn't that nice?
Just because, I'm going to the pool. I can't have any straggler hairs around my little nips or whatever. I just had to fucking bing, bing, bing. Yeah, I mean, you get them all with that light. It's fucking
The light
great.
is next level. And then the weed whacker, I trimmed her up today before coming in here so you wouldn't have to stare at my nose hairs for fucking an hour and a half. But that gets in there nice. The lawnmower. I mean, they have other stuff too. The ball deodorant, the foot deodorant. I mean, my whole bathroom is dialed in with Manscaped stuff. I'm smelling pretty tasty.
Boys, to get 20% off and free shipping with the code CURFEW at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code CURFEW. It's 2021 and you still got Bush? Change that with Manscaped.
Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Updogg Scoopsy. We got another great guest here, a guy that we all snapped around with at different levels. I was just actually, when we brought him on, he's almost up to 500 games, which brings a little fucking tear to my eye because I met this kid when he was just a little up-and-comer. I knew he could snap it around, but Vincent Trocheck. Troche, welcome to Missin Curfew.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me.
I was telling them we were talking before we got on about our time in San Antonio, and I remember, Troche, that you were like, you had no part in being down in that league, and I thought at the same time I didn't. So I was like always telling Tom Rowe, put me on the ice with Troche because I could always know you were low and slow and in the middle. So I would just like always look for you. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. We had some great times down in San Antonio. I loved that city. That was maybe the most fun I had in pro, honestly.
Obie, it's so funny. He talks about the low and slow, Troche. When every summer hockey practice we used to do here in California, I'd be like the only guy, and I know Obes just loves the low and slow. So I will literally come down on like the little breakouts we're doing, and I'll come right by the goalie, right to the crease. I'll be like, "Obie, fucking hit me!"
It got to the point.
And he's like, "No one does this anymore. No one comes fucking low and slow. If they only knew how to do it." But anyway, Troche, right from the get go, we knew Troche was a
from the get go, and I was like, "Troche, who was our D coach there? Something Allen, good guy." Scott Allen.
Scotty Allen.
And by the time the season went on, I'm like, I think Troche went up, and then you came back down for playoffs or something like that. Is that how it worked, Troche?
Yeah.
Yeah, we missed the playoffs. That's a tough bounce for the kids up in the NHL. They got to go spend another couple of weeks in the minors.
I know. And Troche comes back. I'm like, listen, if you can get me on the ice with Troche, that'd be ideal. It was him, Hammer, and somebody else, Butler maybe. I was the only fucking team, only line I really, at that point, Troche, I was like, just put me on with Trocheck. At least I know he's going to get the fucking puck out for me.
Yeah, we had a good squad too. A bunch of good guys.
Yeah.
Trocheck, I owe you a lot of credit for getting me paid. I got to play with you that 1 year in Florida, and I remember
Me, you, and Piers.
Yeah, Piers. But the only problem I had with you was you couldn't fucking find me. You found me for 19 goals, but you couldn't find me for an empty net for the 20th.
Dude, you know what?
Games.
I tell that story all the time. You remember that last game of the year?
How mad you were behind the net, didn't want to dish it out front.
We were trying to do an empty netter too. We were trying so hard to get you the puck.
Remember how mad Gerard Gallant got when we wouldn't come off the ice and Sean Thornton standing at the bench pushing us back out there to try to get me the 20th?
Hey,
I had a lot of goes at it.
Hazy, why don't you just tell the listeners what you're talking about? Like, because you had 19 goals for how many last? Was it 7? You had 7 or 8 games left.
More than that.
I had 19 goals.
And I'm talking. After every game, you'd come to my house and we'd have a glass of wine after the game, and you'd just be like, "Fuck, am I getting paid this summer? I'm gonna get 20. I'm getting 20 goals. Fuck, maybe even 25. I'm getting paid." And then it literally just bit you right in the ass.
Oh, I just sat there and I missed the empty net like continuously for like that last week, and then we got to the last game, and they actually called one of the goals back early on. We're playing against New Jersey. I got a goal called back, and I looked at Wes McCauley being like, "Are you fucking kidding me? It's 2 teams out of the playoffs, and you're calling goals back." And by the way, that was my 20th. But Trocheck was out there in that marathon shift that Gerard Gallant got bullshit about, and he had the puck behind the net and tries to throw a no-look to Perry. He gets picked off, and I'm just standing in the crease waiting to tap this bad boy in. It was like a 3-on-1 empty net, and I still couldn't bury it.
That's a good memory. I remember it so vividly too.
Oh.
I remember the no look, throwing it out from the corner, trying to find you.
I gotta give you credit. You always worked hard to get me fucking puck, so I can't complain that much.
Trocheck, I remember. So Dale Talon was our GM, drafted you, right? I remember when you were coming up. He's like, "Uppy, we're calling up this kid, Vincent Trocheck. He's gonna play. He's gonna play top minutes. He's a good player. He sees the ice well. I need you to take care of him. Like, I need you to kind of show him the ropes and whatnot." So now that you're kind of on this side of the fence, you know, you're an older veteran guy. You're on a great team with great leaders. You got a guy, Mr. Game 7, in your locker room that we'll talk about. But what's it like to be like a veteran guy now, and you know, some of your younger players who are playing really well? Like, what's it like to teach them now, kind of how things go in the league?
It's a lot different now than it was whenever I was a younger guy. Like, we had a lot of good veterans in our room in Florida that kind of showed me the ropes and led by example and took me out on the road and stuff like that. And nowadays it's just like these guys come in and they're pretty much the guy already, like first 2 years in the league, and they're the go-to guys. But we do have some really good guys in our locker room right now. Some young guys, Svechnikov's phenomenal. Martin Nietzsche's, Aho, some young guys with a ton of skill that came in right away, and they want to work their asses off, and they have a ton of skill at the same time. So it's been pretty easy trying to help them and lead by example.
Hey, Trocheck. Oh, go ahead, Robbie. Go ahead, Brods.
No, just piggybacking on that. Obviously, now you're approaching 500 games. You become quite a leader in this league. What veteran player early on in your career had the biggest impact on you to kind of develop that role?
That's a good question. There's actually quite a few. I mean, Jovo was the captain my first year when I got called up. He was unbelievable guy, great leader. Obie obviously was there my first couple of years, and he was one of the older guys that I looked up to. Lou, I think Roberto Luongo was. I mean,
yeah,
you can't say enough good things about that guy as an NHL hockey player and as a person. He was someone I looked up to a lot. So
he wasn't taking you for dinner on the road, though, was he?
Fuck, he would never go for
He's
dinner.
what?
I said he wasn't taking you for dinner on the road, though. There were so many good things about Lou, but you could not get him out of his hotel room for dinner.
Unless it was Vancouver. Yeah. Vancouver, he was all in.
Oh, you couldn't find him then if it was in Vancouver.
Yeah, that rookie party. Remember, he had a good time with that rookie party too, Bobby Lou.
Where, South Beach?
No, in Florida.
Yeah.
No, I mean in Vancouver.
Oh, in Vancouver. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant your
good time.
That was my rookie party, Vancouver.
That was your rookie party, Trocheck.
Yeah.
That was a time, huh?
Incredible. And I was a healthy scratch, and we had 3 or 4 days in Vancouver. Went to the Roxy. It was nuts.
Hey, Trocheck, I just remember Peter Gurgis, the guy who threw the party for us. At one point, he pulls me and Uppy aside. He's like, boys, this is what the tab's at so far. And this receipt, it was like this. I'm like, I throw it out.
We crumpled it
I'm
up.
Like,
fuck you.
Off. We'll take care of it tomorrow.
My credit card's going to explode.
Literally,
yeah. That was the only shitty thing about being in charge of those parties.
Troche, that was your rookie party. That was my farewell tour, buddy. I enjoyed every second of that. Troche, you said about
that was a great time.
You said about the AHL, about how it was some of your best times in hockey. Now, I get it's changed, but these young guys that come up, do you think it would still help them to go down for 30 games a year? This year's different, but just in general, as a guy who did have to go down as a high prospect, do you still think young guys still should go down for a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think it helped me a lot. It's obviously different for everybody, and some guys are coming out of junior college and they're already men and strong enough to be in the league and stuff like that. But I definitely don't think it hurts. The AHL is the second best league in the world, and it's not like it's some shit league. I mean, it helped me develop, helped me learn what pro hockey was all about. So I definitely think there's benefits to guys starting their career down there.
And it builds some character too, right, Troche? You would have to admit too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, we all put in our time.
Yeah.
And now we're on this podcast.
We all rolled the iron lung for a little bit. Hey, Troche, the old they got us a sleeper bus from. I was talking to Troche before he got on. They gave us a sleeper bus. Shout out to Tom Rowe, T-Rex, the old grumpy fucker, wherever he is. He's like, hey, boys, we're gonna get you a sleeper and drive all night. I'm like, and then what? And then we're gonna get there and practice. I'm like, oh, okay. So we're at the back of the bus, and it's me, not Troche. Troche would have a couple go to bed. That's why he's still the fucking player he is. But I would sit in that back of bus, Troche, and I would drink the whole entire time. And then I get to Oklahoma, and I'm like, fuck, we got practice. So I don't know if that was the best call by old T-Rex, Troche?
Not the best. And those trips were the worst, too. Those trips from Santa Ana to OKC were – I remember the one we had it was like a 3-3. It was OKC or play in San Antonio against OKC, then bus to OKC the next night, play there, then bus back and play like Grand Rapids at 3 in the afternoon. It was the craziest shit ever.
Hey, Troche, you remember when Heater got traded to us and we were having our rookie party in what city was it? Was it Charlotte?
It was Charlotte. Yeah,
I heard this story.
Oh, and Heater shows up and he's off the plane and he's half cut, right? Remember, he shows up to the.
I wasn't there, but I heard.
Oh yeah, fuck, you weren't there. That's right. You're up in the show. He comes in half cut, sits down. The whole boys are like, "Holy fuck, Danny Healy!" Right? Ends up paying for the whole rookie party, and then when he came down, Troche, me and him, he's like, "These 3-on-3s." I'm like, Heater, let's go in and talk to T-Rex because we had a pretty good lead at that point in the division. I'm like, T-Rex, me and Heater, we got something to talk about. He's like, what's that? He's like, we're not playing 3-on-3s anymore. And T-Rex is fine. You guys don't have to.
Well, no
that
shit.
Guy was a legend.
Nor should you have to. Let me ask you about a guy. We talked about him last week, the 1,000 games, Jordan Staal. Been around the league forever. A guy I admired and respected tremendously. Your captain. What'd you guys get him for 1,000th game? Is it? I know his brother.
We got a trip to Pebble Beach actually.
Oh, so you guys were part of that? We thought maybe it was his brothers that chipped in on it, but yeah, I guess that discussion we were talking about what some of the places.
Yeah, Troche, I was watching that game. By the way, I still love you, but I had you guys minus 380 the first night against the Wings and minus 370 the second night against the Wings, but that's for another time. But I thought it was really cool.
I don't know what it is about them. They got our number, Obes. I'm sorry.
Fuck Troche. They played you guys hard. Anyways, that's a different time. But I just thought it was so cool, all the video tributes you guys did to him, and then his brothers, and that trip to Pebble, man. That was I told Updogg and Broadway, that's an unbelievable gift.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And I don't know what his brothers did to deserve it, but we got them one too. So
yeah, you're like, okay, well, it's costing us like $400 or $500 a guy, right? So we should be able to at least piggyback or carry their bags or something. Hey, you get a free golf shirt?
Troche, how is the old Find Fun doing throughout COVID times right now? Is it looking a little bare? Are the boys still putting money on the board, or how's that working?
It's still pretty heavy. I mean, it's the point. Guys are still putting money on the board, and we have nothing to spend it on. So it's just kind of we're just racking it up.
End of the year party.
I mean, once COVID's over, we have so much money to just blow.
Wow, that's great. I never thought of it like that.
The fans will love that. Let's ask the fans, what could these guys possibly blow all this money on?
A nice trip to Scottsdale, get a private bird, and have a couple nights in Old Town. That's what the Bruins did one year. That was fucking awesome.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I mean, every year in St. Louis, we used to. Well, it would be Stas Staz, Shaddy, Steiner would split the plane, and we would all just hum right to Vegas and do 2 full nights with our Vine Fun every year, and it would be like 16
Like
or
bye
17
week
days.
or
No, this was at
Just a
the
couple
end of
days
the year,
off?
and it would be at the end of the year,
Standard
right? So
Tuesday.
like, and we made it to the conference finals the one year, so that we all went with our beards and blah blah blah, and then I'm talking every year, the 3 years, it was just full blast, no questions asked. Everyone on the bird. Let's go.
I'm sure the wives asked a few questions.
No.
What? The whole team's going? Okay, have fun in Vegas. But, hey,
Troch,
Troche.
remember how mad Upie was with that year we had the end of the year party in Miami and the wives came?
Oh, no.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we don't even need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, were you still there? Was it the year we had our one end of the year party in Florida at that Tortuga Festival? I think you set it up.
Yeah, I set it up there. We had the tent.
that
and
was
That
everything
was
at the
one of the
Country
best
Fest.
ones. That one was incredible.
That was just something different that we needed to do. So there was a country music festival right on the beach in Fort Lauderdale. And, year after year, we had gone to Miami and had blowouts.
Daisy
and that was
Dukes
great.
everywhere, huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah, there
Oh, yeah.
sure was. Jessica Simpson's flying around. Cowboy boots, hats, little booty shorts. But, yeah, I thought it would be different to just walk up Las Olas Ave right to the beach. And we all had a tent and VIP tickets. Now, it was fucking expensive for what it was, to be honest. We didn't quite get full VIP treatment being the Florida Panthers.
Oh, no.
But yeah, I think we had a good mix up. And then for the single guys and us, I think we all made it to the strip club up on Oakland. Had a little time in there.
Solid gold.
Solid goal. I've been to that strip club before Lauderdale. Is it out by? Is it out by like Sun? Is that out by? There's one strip club out by the rink that I used to go with a veteran from Tampa. I won't say his name, but I thought it was called Solid Gold Broadway. Is
It's
it out?
It's north of where you probably would have stayed.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the
Yeah.
beach, like on Oakland.
Yeah, I think.
Not that I know where.
Yeah,
it is.
I think I used to go there because there's not much.
Yeah.
As a road team, as you know now, Troche. And actually, Troche, real quick before we get too off a topic here, when I saw you get traded, I know it's been a couple of years, but I haven't talked to you. And from a personal level, when Florida traded you, I was shocked, man. I know maybe they weren't having the best year, but you guys were kind of on the playoffs. Were you shocked when you got traded, or did you see it coming?
I was pretty surprised. I really didn't think it would happen. But at the same time, that year it wasn't going so great, and Quenville had just come in. It was his first year, and me and him didn't really see eye to eye. And then my last game as a Florida Panther was in Vegas, and I played like 6 minutes or something. So as soon as that happened, the deadline was the next day. I was like, I kind of had an idea that, all right, this is
Writings on the wall.
probably means something. Yeah. So
That's
You played.
that's funny. I had the exact opposite experience. I went into Chicago. I was with the Phoenix Coyotes, and I was having a year, right? So I was like 18 or 19 goals. And I'm in Chicago, and I played like 23 minutes. And I come off, we're sitting on the plane playing cards, me, Jovo, Fiddler, Marty Hansel. That was our card game, beauty game. And anyway,
Marty
I'm
Hansel,
sitting
that
there, and
big
I'm like,
fucker.
I fucking played 23 minutes tonight. And Fids is looking at me. He's like, think that's a sign or what? What, his little showcase?
Little showcase. Eh?
I'm like, I don't know. It felt pretty good though. And then next day, fucking pack the bags up, dog. You're going to Columbus. Fuck me.
back
Oh,
your shit.
hey, Uppy doesn't have too many bad days. That day he was down in the dumps. I called him. He wasn't. He's like fucking Columbus.
Although I did have a great trade story. I got traded while I was at home. So I had like the afternoon to pack up my bags. Me and Sammy Lepisto, shout out to him, beauty. We got to meet the team in Vancouver. So the only way to get to Vancouver that day from Phoenix was through Las Vegas. Now we go to Las Vegas. We get caught on the tarmac trying to catch planes, and we have to stay there. And I didn't do this on purpose. I swear to God.
Yeah,
So
right.
we literally check.
Yeah,
we
right.
check into the Cosmo, me and him.
Oh, yeah.
I send a couple quick texts to the team services guy in Columbus. I'm like, sorry, bud, but we're not making it. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, that flight in Vegas, like we're in the airport, we're stuck, so we're staying.
No way they thought it was an accident.
So
by the way.
we go to the Cosmo, and then we go meet some girlfriends that were staying in. They were at the Cosmo too, having like a bachelorette dinner. And we go to STK.
That was just a coincidence,
Swear
too?
to God, yeah. So we go to dinner, and I'm like, Sammy, I swear, we got to keep curfew to like 1 o'clock because
Yeah,
we
right.
literally have a 7 a.m. flight through fucking Seattle right up to Vancouver to play that night. And he's like, yeah, okay. Well, sure enough, we end up right into Marquee, and it's like 2:30. And I remember Sammy the next morning taking a photo of me in the airport while we're waiting to switch planes. I think we're in Seattle, and I'm just tits up, I'm sleeping in the airport, and he's like, look, pregame nap for the first game as a Columbus Blue Jacket. And we hum in there, drop our bags off at the Pacific Rim Hotel, and we go right
Great
to the
hotel.
rink. I got it 45 minutes to change. Hey, boys, what's up? Rick Nash, he was the only guy I knew on the team. What's up, boys? Blah, blah, blah. Go out first period. Cheddar right over Bobby Lou's fucking.
Wow.
Yeah, Bobby Lou, thanks for coming.
So they made you fly Vegas to Seattle, Seattle to Vancouver?
To play that night, yes.
They didn't even get you a direct shot from Vegas to Vancouver?
No.
Tough start for Columbus.
Yeah,
there.
totally. We had
That's not National League.
I was out before I was even in there.
Only you that works for you. Like if that would happen to me, boys, I got stuck in like, I don't know. My label would have been Columbus or something if I was getting changed somewhere else, right? He gets Vegas.
I was lucky enough that my last day was at least in Vegas. So that was like, and I kind of had the writing on the wall. So I was able to be like, and it was our rookie party that night after the game.
Oh,
so I was like, well, if I'm leaving, I'm going out with a bang. So it was like, all right, boys.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Troche, listen, buddy, we've been talking about your club a lot on here. Me and Broadway and the Updogg, we love your team. We love your depth. You picked up the big Finnish defenseman Haakapaa. Anyways, we were a little surprised you guys didn't do more at the deadline. Was that something talked about heading into it? Are you guys that happy with the club that you had in there, that Don Waddell didn't have to do anything and you guys are ready for a run?
Yeah, I think Roddy doesn't really – he's talked about it before. He's not really big into midseason acquisitions. I mean, being traded midseason, I've only done it once, but it's not easy. I mean, changing teams, changing systems and all that, it doesn't always work out, even if the player's great or it really – all that matters is the fit. And Roddy's talked about not really wanting to change things, and he likes where we're at. So we didn't really want to do too much. So we just picked up that Haakapaa, like you said, and met him for the first time yesterday. The kid is an absolute monster.
Yeah, I've been watching him out here. He's going to help you guys. He's big, right-handed D-man, Troche. He moves better like laterally than I thought he would, kills penalties, but he's a fucking big boy, isn't he?
He's enormous.
I mean,
and he's chiseled too. He looks like a Greek god.
Speaking of big, like
I'm looking at a tan.
Does he have it all? Is it a huge cock? No, listen, I'm looking at your back end here, 6'2", 6'5", 6'6", 6'3", 6'3", 6'3". I mean, you guys that's a loaded.
They got more.
That's a loaded back end.
Yeah, they got more size.
That's what I was going to ask you,
very good
Troche.
decor.
Troche, I wanted to ask you about that decor that you guys have. Being a center, how much fun is it knowing that you have those guys being able to get to the puck, that low and slow center, just because you guys have probably the best decor in the NHL?
Yeah, I definitely make that argument. It's been so much fun. It's extremely easy playing in front of those guys. Guys like Jacob Slavin gets not nearly enough recognition for how good he is. The stuff that he does in the ice, like his stick is so elite. He is just always in the right position. He's always making the right play. Nobody can ever beat him one-on-one. It's crazy. Guys like him, Brett Pesce is another guy who doesn't get enough recognition. Brady Shea can fly. That Jake Bean kid, young kid, he's got a lot of skill. He can really walk a blue line with the best of them. Same with Jake Gardner. Dougie Hamilton, he's on our power play. Hell of a shot. Really, we're 6-7 deep with some really good
defensemen. Loaded on the back end in Carolina.
Yeah.
Troche, and listen, right now I love you guys' team, like I said, and Tampa, obviously. And I'm just curious. I'm just trying to put myself in that dressing room. And you play Tampa, you've beat them a few times. You play Florida, you beat them a few times. Those three teams right there, you guys are all so close. Do you ever sometimes be like, fuck, they got 86 Kucherov coming back? Or is that just something we'll worry about it when we play the Tampa Bay Lightning in the playoffs?
Yeah, not really. Obviously he's phenomenal and he makes their team better, but can't really think about that now. Just got to worry about the season you're playing now. And if we do meet him in the playoffs, then we'll have to kind of game plan around him and Point and Stamkos and worry about it when we get there. Hedman too, obviously.
I really do like the way you guys are gamers, though. You really step up. I think, when push comes to shove, playoff time, obviously, you know what it's like, Troche. You've been there. The game changes. Things become hard and heavy. I just like the way Brindamore puts you guys, it instills confidence in you guys. And you guys, you do play a style of game that you're never out of a game. You guys never fall behind too much. Like the last couple of years in the playoffs, it's just, you're a team that I could see kind of go on the distance. You guys got some tough competition, but man, you're competitive every night, and that's good things to see.
Yeah, we have a playoff style. Roddy, it's all Roddy. Roddy, the way he coaches, the way he played, it's just that's the way he played it. It was a playoff style. It's hard-nosed hockey.
Trocheck, I got a question about Rod the Bod, by the way. He does look like you boys love playing for him. He doesn't have a contract. There's rumors with Ron Francis in Seattle that maybe – is that ever talked about between the boys, or just is that in the back of your mind too? Because when I watch you guys play, you can tell how much you love playing for Brind'Amour.
Yeah, it's been circling around the internet, and nobody in the dressing room really knows what's going to happen or what's going on, and try not to think about it too much. But obviously, like you said, we do really love playing for him. There's not a guy in that locker room that doesn't love him and love what he's done with the team since he took over. So it'd be really, really upsetting to see him go. And I think he wants to be here. I think he wants to stay. And I know all the guys want him to stay. So hopefully they can get it done.
Trocheck, I wanted to talk about these the Carolina post-game celebrations. How did it all start, and who gets to pick these team celebration at the end of the games?
I have no idea how it started. I wasn't there when it started, but I've only been a part of the ones this year because when we didn't have fans, they didn't do it.
Yeah.
And now that we have fans, it's just we've been doing the same thing after every game, and they pay like a tribute to local nurses and doctors and or people that have lost their lives to COVID and stuff like that. So we haven't really had to think up any. But last year when I first got traded here, I played like 3 games at home before the season got suspended. And every morning, like the day of a game, there's like brainstorming on what we should do to come up with a celebration. It was wild to me. And obviously before I came here, it was like, what is this? So when I got here and had to be a part of it, I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, you need to put that's a full team on that. You got to have a full.
Pretty impressive.
You hire
the
some
fans love it though. So I mean, you can't really. I don't know. The fans really enjoy it, and they all stay after the game to be a part of it. Yeah,
it's great for the fans. But if you came out to be like, "Oh, Obes, can you help out with the post game selling?" I'm like, "Boys, I got enough to worry about here. All right, I'm just trying to get through this fucking one here tonight. But yeah, let me know my part in the celebration. If
totally.
I'm just worried about not being -3 out here.
Yeah,
tonight,
do I have to be the bowling pin? Do I have to stay? Am I the bowling pin today, or am I the clown getting his head knocked off? Whatever it is, I'm in. I'm a team guy.
It is good for your fans, and let's. You know what? I love playing in Carolina. You guys have great fans, Trocheck, and I know they're just trickling back. I've noticed about your games, there's putting fans down by the glass. It's got to have a nice feel for you boys. You know, playoffs around the corner because that barn can get rocking.
Yeah, it's playing with no fans wasn't the most fun, and obviously the atmosphere is not nearly as wild or rowdy. So having fans back in the stadium these last little bit has been a big change and a big upgrade. We have like something like 4,500 now in Carolina, and they get pretty loud too. And it looks more full than 4,500 because they spread them out, obviously. So hopefully if we can get into playoffs and maybe get close to 50% or something like that, it'd be awesome.
I just remember, before you go up, Trocheck, I got traded from Anaheim to Tampa, and I hadn't played in Carolina yet. And we pull into the rink, and I think it's the only rink, maybe still to this day, that they have actual tailgaters in Carolina, like football style. There's people out there with the flags, barbecues, fucking grilling it up. I'm like,
oh yeah,
this is pretty cool the way they embrace and make that culture there. Like, that's got to fire you up.
Yeah, I've seen it even on the internet. People are like, they're planning on when they're going to tailgate at the game. It's crazy.
I've seen it firsthand. My draft year 2002. Shout out to our boy Princey who posted a picture last week.
Fuck, was your hair great in that pic? Lupo looks like he's going to church in that picture.
He was goody two shoes back then. He didn't even swear. So no, they brought like the 10 top picks, to the Stanley Cup Finals. Well, that year it was Detroit and Carolina. Scotty Bowman, Larry Onoff, Stevie Y, Lidstrom, Chelios, you name it.
That was your draft team,
yeah. Wow. So we go there for games 3 and 4. It was split at the time. We get in there straight to Hooters with the NHL credit card. Me, Nasher, Bowmeister, Loophole. We go right there. We're just crushing beers.
I saw Ryan Whitney in that picture.
Oh yeah, Whit was there.
Yeah.
So
hold on, they gave you an NHL credit card?
Yeah.
Wow, what a league.
Yeah, Dave Keon. Shout out to Dave Keon. He's in the penalty box there in Toronto. Anyway, I hope I didn't get you in trouble there, Keon. But so we go, we're only 19. I had Jarrett Stoll's fake ID at the time. And
a couple good looking guys.
Yeah, so we go in there, but talk about tailgating. That fan support in Carolina for that was insane. They didn't sit the whole length of the game, and it went into triple overtime, boys. I don't know if the people in Carolina remember this guy. It was heartbreaking. Victor Kozlov, backhand cheddar bar down.
Corn dogs,
Jackie. And it was fucking, at the time, it was literally 1:30 in the morning. Like, it was crazy. It went in, and by that time, it's like, okay, score a goal. We're sitting on the glass in the corner. But pretty memorable experience to be there as a young kid and watch that go on.
Did they give you the credit card after the game too?
No. We booked her home the next day, so we watched one game.
Broadway, see what happens. Troche, you're a third rounder. See what happens when you're first fucking rounder. You go to the finals, give you a credit card.
Well, you know how I act. They weren't exactly giving me the credit card, but I made them give me the credit.
I don't even know if I got per diem at my first training camp. I got to ask, like, hey, O'Brien drafted the 8th round, 250. I didn't get my per diem here. Hey, Troche, before I turn over to Broadway for the next one, dude, I watched you boys the other night. You had the Hartford Whalers jersey on, and I thought those jerseys fucked. Are you boys fired up to wear them, or is it just whatever it is what it is?
Oh, they're incredible. I love them. I wish we wore them more. We only wear them 2 times this year. I wish we wore them every game. I love them.
Those are unreal. With the Mrazek had the pads too with the Whalers on it. They were fucking. Yeah. You guys were looking sharp.
Who do you think?
He goes all out with the pads.
Who do you think of when you watch that? I obviously like Rock'em Sock'em back in the day.
I think of fucking, honestly, like, first came to mind was Chris Pronger, Jeff O'Neill.
Shanny.
Brendan Shanahan was that.
He used to rock that one.
Yeah. I was the
Kevin Dineen wore it, didn't he?
Dino. Your boy Dino.
Did you have?
You want to get Dino on?
Did Dino?
Dino was my rookie year.
He was, right? Oh my!
I missed him.
We should have Dino on.
Trocheck got hired when I was there.
I'd love to hear the stories he has of me, because fuck, that was a long couple of years.
Dino, one of my favorite stories ever with Dino was how much him and Steger would go at it. In the one practice, Steger decided to just start flipping pucks out of the ring.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite stories of all time.
And who was it? Was it Murph?
Was just
like losing it? Well, I can tell it. When he almost tried to fight me in pregame skate right before the playoff game. He's like, what the fuck are you laughing at, Upshaw? I'm like, I don't know. I think
someone farted in the corner. I don't know. Fuck. What do
you think this is funny? I'm like, well, we're tied 1-1. Like, we had a game tonight, but yeah, I'm allowed to laugh. I'm not laughing at you. It was a weird dynamic. But yeah, we should have Dino on.
Before game 3, you guys played in Jersey, tried to fight you.
Yeah, at home.
It's got to be frowned upon by GM. I would think, right?
Skate. He was looking at me. He has a crazy look too when he looks at you.
I had Dino his first year coaching pro in Portland, and let's just say the X's and O's they weren't exactly fucking. He wasn't the system breaker. He wasn't fucking Scotty Bowman behind there, but he was a good character. He made guys motivated to play, right? Like,
yeah. And then I'll give him this. I'm in St. Louis.
He's a good dude. I like Dino.
Yeah, totally. I'm in St. Louis on a tryout, and I'm busting my balls, right? It's like, this is now, talk about having to show up, right? I was a national leaguer for 13 years, and all of a sudden I'm on a tryout at 32 years old. It wasn't exactly perfect, but we're playing the Chicago Blackhawks in St. Louis, and Colton Parayko, as a rookie, takes a clapper from like the hash marks, and I'm in front of the net, and I take it right in the ankle, and I'm skating off with just like the most, like,
it's a heavy shot too.
And Dino's looking at me, and I'm on the bench now, and I'm like, oh my God. And he's looking, and he's like, are you, like, he's giving me like, are you okay? He was the assistant coach in Chicago. And I'm like, I'll get through this. Like, if my ankle's not broken, I have a shot to make this team. If it is, I'm done. I'm hanging him up.
Tape an Advil on it, like you said.
But no. So I mean, he has he cares about his players, and obviously, I think his time in Florida was a little bit stressful at times.
For sure. And the thing about Dino is the way he played the game. That's like, when there's sometimes I didn't agree with his coaching, I was like, this guy played the fucking game the right way. But Broadway, got one more for Troche?
Yeah, Troche, I just wanted you to talk to us about the experience of playing on that Team North America, and that it was a 2017 World Cup. What was like the team mindset going up against those other countries? You guys were obviously under 25 and had to play against all these top dogs in the world.
Yeah, under 20. I think we were all under 23. It was
even younger.
It was like, I think going into it, we were all like, we didn't really know if we were gonna either get shit kicked or shit kick everyone. It was just kind of, we're a really young team. We're going up against the best in the NHL, the best in the world. So we just kind of went into it, and like, we're like, all right, well, if we win, we win. If we don't, we don't. And I remember we played, we had like an exhibition game. Our first exhibition game was against Team Europe.
Team Europe. I got to follow up. Keep going, Troche.
And we beat the shit out of Team Europe. It was like 7-2. I just remember seeing Eichel, McDavid, McKinnon just flying around, making people look silly. And then after that, we kind of had some confidence, and going into the tournament. We're like, well, I mean, we could probably do some damage.
Troche, I was watching that game in Newport, and you guys are playing Team Europe, and you guys are fucking flying. And Big Z is out there, and I don't know how many skates Big Z got in the summertime, but I text Lupo. I'm like, hey, are you at home? He's like, yeah. I'm like, fire on ESPN right now and watch these young North American kids, what they're doing to Big Z out there. It was just spin cycle. Like, you guys were fucking flying. I'm like, right then I was like, Troche, you guys got a chance.
Yeah. And not to mention, it was maybe the most fun 30 days I've ever had in my entire life. Like, the guys, we went from Quebec City to Montreal to Toronto. We had 7 or 8 games in 30 days, and 23 nights we went out and we're just having an absolute time.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was incredible.
Major cities to have a good time in too. The Updogg.
Yeah, Quebec City. I'd never been there before. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I've never been there too. I heard the ladies there are pretty solid. I heard it's a good little spot.
I was there at the Pee Wee Quebec tournament, chasing around.
You weren't in Pee Wee, were you?
Oh yeah.
You were in Pee Wee.
100%. We used to meet all the French girls in the stairwell at the Coliseum.
Oh my god.
And we all took French immersion back then, so we were able to hit on them, and yeah, we.
I think most guys at 13 were playing mini hockey in the hallways. Weren't they?
No, guys on my team were smoking cigarettes and chasing girls.
Fort McMurray, the boys are smoking.
We
darts.
did win though. Hey, winners fuck.
That's exactly right. Troche, you guys got who you got next year? Let me look. You got the Predators. Nashville's been playing hot, but listen, I'm hammering you guys tomorrow night. So good luck. Troche, we all love you, appreciate it. Good luck down the stretch, and thanks for joining us, fella.
Yep. Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Troche.
Thanks, Troche.
Yep.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Obie, our boys at GoodLife, baby.
You're a beauty with the old Monte Cristo. Updogg, I got the GoodLife little hoodie on here. Roll the sleeves up, National League style. Little hoodie, it's nice, buddy. These guys know what they're doing.
I mean, look at my tarp. The screen really pops my eyes.
Baby.
It makes my eyes pop.
The stuff is unbelievable. So you got to check it out.
It sure is. Comes in the mail. Comes quick, efficient. Use the promo code Curfew20 on GoodLifeClothing.com. Still working out how to get this to Canada. I'm telling you, my boys up there, I've been saying here, I will do this transfer. You just order it to my house. I'll ship it up to you. That's what we do for our listeners. Yeah. Jimmy Scoops on the East Coast. He gets it right to his door in Boston, and it makes him look fresh there on the East Coast.
I'm loving these Good Life clothing I've been getting lately. And like I've said before, this clothes is getting people to look at me more often. I can walk up to the club. They got all types of college shirts because, you get sick and tired of wearing those standard golf shirts. Good Life has it all for you.
Good point on the collared shirts. For those boys out there that maybe lack a collared shirt in the closet, they just sent me one, a white golf shirt, breathable, but not a golf shirt. You can dress it up. You can wear it to a function. Check them out. Their stuff's legit. Cool little collared shirts for the boys.
Just like butter, baby. That's www.goodlifeclothing.com. Promo code Curfew20, baby.
So thanks to Vincent Trocheck. Fuck, we all play with him. He's an absolute beauty. Broadway, great job getting him on the pod. We appreciate that. And what were your thoughts of, you grew up with Troche, you guys played young, and now seeing him be a leader in the NHL?
Yeah, it's awesome seeing the player he developed in. And to be honest, I'm not surprised at all. I remember that summer that I thought I was going to re-sign with Florida and get absolutely paid. I was bragging to my dad, this could be one of the best centermen that I'll play with in this league. And he's gone on to prove me right. And I'm just proud to see that he's continuing to light the lamp here for Carolina.
Yeah, he's really turned into a good player. 2 ways. I mean, point of game player, a guy that, things didn't work out in Florida. And like we've said before on this podcast, there's just so much opportunity out there when things don't work out on one team to go to another and find success and have a new coach and new teammates. And he's done just that. And a shout out to him for, mentioned my name when he said leaders. Who are the guys you used to look up to?
Off-ice leader.
But it's nice to be recognized sometimes.
No, you worked hard enough.
You
were a pro.
I got to
You don't
those
play
boys.
750 without being a pro.
That's right.
Buddy.
And without being a good guy, because the good guys don't last.
To Troche, thanks, Troche. I didn't want to bring it up when he's on here, but when I first got sent to the minors from Calgary, I went down to Abbotsford, British Columbia, which is nothing like Vancouver, British Columbia, by the way. But we played in San Antonio, and I mean, it's a suspension now. I hit Troche. And then I got back to the guys like, that kid's like a top prospect. I'm like, fuck, I didn't fucking know. So next year I come to camp with Florida. I meet him through you guys, and I'm like, hey, Troch, Shane O'Brien. I'm like, fuck, sorry about that hit. But he's like, yeah, you almost broke my back. But anyways, then I played with him. He came down to San Antonio, and the one thing I like about Troche the most was we were kind of in the same boat in a different situation. I thought I should still be in the NHL from a veteran perspective, and he was too good from a rookie perspective. But he handled it great, played great, and then sure enough, he got called up and joined you boys for your playoff race. So,
Obes, fella, thanks to our sponsors, DraftKings to be won, our Friday night challenge, Top Titty. We hope everyone signs up this week and gets their picks in, plays hard, gets their name up in that standings against the fellas.
It makes Friday nights way more enjoyable.
Boys, we got to thank GoodLife Clothing. They're keeping us looking fresh as we're walking the mean streets of Boston, and you guys are cruising down Newport Beach.
I got my Good Life socks on right now and my Good Life sweat shorts, and the balls are breathing nice up.
Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. I can't take this Henley off. The green too. It makes my eyes pop.
I don't know if it's the shorts or the holes in my underwear, but my nuts are breathing nice. I'll tell you that much. And Updogg, Scoopsy, Cannadips, Upie. We got lip boomers in. I mean, this stuff's unreal. You know what? It's good for relaxation too. For chewers, for it's in your mouth, but for non-chewers like you, it's relaxing, sits nice. Thank you to lip boomers.
Yeah, Cannadips. And thank you to you listeners.
Yes.
Tune into our sign up for our giveaway on our website, www.missincurfew.com. Our giveaway, add us on all of our channels, add our sponsors, support the family, be part of the Missin Curfew family. And until next week, boys.
Missin Curfew.